already know what's about to go down. But we put the spotlight on the sports. We want to welcome everybody. Um, Hawk Life's gonna do his 2 minutes. We don't need the timer, but if he does put up there, whatever. But he about to share it to the chats and share it to Facebook and share it to all social media. So y'all give us a second while we figure out the sharing process. But tonight, I'm gonna say it already. Other than the four teams in the NFL that's having a bye week, there's some great games. I had a couple problems, and I kind of had some ties where I couldn't pick a team, but I had to pick a team who I thought was going to win. So this week is going to be crazy. Um, if I'm not mistaken, I can look at my book. The four teams that are not playing this week. I'll say it again once we go into football because we got some basketball that's a hot topic right now that we're gonna go over. But the four teams that's not playing this week: Browns, Chargers, Seahawks, and Bucks. So if y'all are a fan of those teams, they're not playing this week. I feel bad for y'all because I hate when we have a bye week. It's like you get to watch all the other teams and you just sitting back and you ain't got your team to watch. But there's two teams next week that's not playing on bye weeks. So, but this week we have four. So this is a little not a short week because I mean there's Sunday night games, Monday night games, Thursday night games, but it's less teams to watch. It's two less games. So
Hmm.
we're gonna definitely enjoy that. But like I said, we're not gonna get into our predictions. We're not gonna get into who won last week in the NFL. We gonna skip right. We're not skipping over it because we're gonna still go over it tonight. But we're gonna get right into these NBA trades that a lot of people been waiting for us to do. A lot of people been wondering what's our opinion. So we're gonna go in order though.
Okay.
We're gonna go in order.
Okay.
So Damian Lillard
Talk to him.
in the
Hmm.
three team trade. I'm just gonna point out I feel like the Suns got the shitty end of the stick, but Trailblazers got Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton. Uh, the Suns got a couple of role players and picks, or one pick, and Trailblazers got two picks with a swap, if I'm not mistaken. And Damian Lillard just straight up went to the Milwaukee Bucks. Um, so the question is, do you think it's a good fit, or should he went to the Heat? Should he went to the Celtics? Should he went to the Lakers? Should he went to the Raptors? Which I do not believe in the Raptors. But do you think that was the best fit for Damian Lillard going to Milwaukee?
I would say this: it wasn't the choice that he wanted, but sometimes it's not what you want that gets you what you need. That's what I feel. I feel like he wanted to be with the Heat and Jimmy Butler. We gonna get on Jimmy Butler in a minute, looking like dude off of
Oh yeah,
Minister Society when he was on Belly with the fucking wig. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We gonna get to that later, but it could have been a good matchup with him and Jimmy, but he wasn't winning no title over there. Now him over there,
arguably.
but not as
It's just depending
easily.
on what Miami had to give up. Because if you were going to trade with
Yep.
Miami, you would have won a piece. Just like DeAndre Ayton and Drew Holiday both went to the Blazers, you would have won you a Tyler Hero. You would have wanted you Bam. They probably would have went for Bam. It would have broke that nucleus to where it'd have been a different team. But I agree with you because I feel like you go on the same side with me. Um, I feel like it's the best fit for Damian Lillard. And I always do this three reasons things. I always do my three reasons. They needed 3-point shooting. Dame Lillard can do that. They needed clutch moments. Dame Lillard can do that. And they needed someone who is used to being in a small market that's not going to he was with Portland, and you're going into a smaller market. Granted, it could be bigger now because he is with Giannis, but it's a smaller market than what Portland is in Milwaukee. So I think both sides of that trade won. The player, Dame Lillard, he won, and as well as the Milwaukee Bucks as a team, because you got somebody who's used to being in a small city. You got somebody who's used to being in a small market, so they know what to expect. They know that they're not going to get too many TV games, but who knows? Milwaukee Bucks might get more because now they got this team together. But like Damian Lillard, I don't think there was. And I'm a Lakers fan. Let's get that out the way. But could
Hmm.
he have done a big splash with the Lakers? Yeah, could he
Probably
done
so
it
they could
in
have used him.
Miami? Yeah, anyone could use Damian Lillard. Any team, even the Raptors. Even though I think that was the worst team he could have went to, they were highly active in trying to get him. But it would for Damian Lillard. Why would you leave Portland with no star to pair up with and go to Toronto with no star to pair up with? You leaving the situation you in to join the same situation. So I'm glad he didn't go to Toronto. But in my mind, they also needed someone to keep Giannis from leaving Milwaukee. And I think that both
Right.
sides of this trade won. They didn't give up too much. They gave up Drew Holiday, a good defensive two-way player, but they didn't need that defense with Giannis stuff in the paint. They
Right.
needed somebody who's going to be offense. They needed more offense, more clutch moments. So
They needed
I
a
think it was
shooter.
a good trade.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Drew Holiday is a shooter, but he's known more for his
yeah, but
defense.
he's no Dame. He's no Dame.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the thing,
I will
and
agree with
that's
that.
true. And I know when he used to play in New Orleans, he was a good defensive fucking player. He had solid shooting. He ain't no Dame though. It's Dame time. It's Dame time in Milwaukee. I'm excited to see with him and at the combo. I know I said your name wrong, brother. Giannis,
Giannis,
you know
yeah.
that shit long as hell. But yeah, man. I'm excited to see how that tandem work. Um, it's. I'm also excited about the Boston tandem and what they got in Drew Holiday and how
I
he
was about
fit
to
into
get
that
into
structure they
that.
throwing over there in Boston.
Hey, that's. I'm not saying it's bigger than a Damian Lillard trade, but they're not trading for a superstar. Superstar. They needed to replace Marcus Smart, and I
And I
think
think
Drew
that was a
Holiday
smart replacement.
is the same defensive type of player as Marcus Smart, and he adds more offense than Marcus Smart. So I think it was a good replacement because you seen they were doing so good with Marcus Smart, and then once they lost Marcus Smart, they've been sitting on that. They've been talking about it. That's the main question for everybody. Like, who's going to be that Marcus Smart? And I knew we talked behind the scenes. As soon as I seen Drew Holiday go on the trade block, right after the trade of Portland's like, we're going to trade him. They trying to get picks up. They trying to go and rebuild a season. I said that the Celtics would get him behind the scenes. I told you and Lyric, I said, the Celtics going to go for Drew Holiday. The Celtics going to grab Drew Holiday. And I'll be
Hmm.
damned if the Celtics didn't grab Drew Holiday. I told y'all that was going to happen. Like, I knew that they was going to get him because they needed that Marcus Smart. Now, would they rather have Dame Lillard? If they looking for defense, no. They got
Right.
scorers, they got clutch people, but in my book, I would rather have Damian Lillard. Depending on what you want, but at the end of the day, if you're just saying player versus player, who would you rather pick up if you in a draft, if you drafting a team, or you on the game, and you gonna want Damian Lillard. You know what I mean? But Drew
All right.
Holiday
Well,
is
let me ask you
definitely.
this question.
All
Let
right,
me
all
ask you
right.
this question. You could have finished your statement first, and I could have asked you the question after that.
No,
If you want to
I was
finish your
literally had
statement.
two more words left. Drew Holiday is definitely a good fit for Boston. That's all I had to say. I think he also
Oh,
a
okay.
win-win. Boston wins and Drew Holiday wins. Even though the other
Mm.
question is, should he have stayed on the Portland? Should he have stayed with on DeAndre Ayton? No. If he's chasing the ring, he went to the right place. I think Boston is they arguably up there. Not the best, but they arguably top three in their conference.
In that trade, I don't feel like just to piggyback off that before I ask you the question. In that trade, I don't feel like he had a choice. I feel like Portland knew they was gonna trade him to Boston. It was all part of the cycle of that 3-way trade, and I feel like it wasn't really a choice about the destination, but it was the perfect destination. I don't think he argued with it neither. It probably was, for him, it was
He
probably
probably
the
wanted
perfect
it.
situation.
I
Right.
think Portland
Um,
is just trying to get a whole bunch of role players together, and they're going to see what they do this year to know who they want to keep, and then they'll rebuild. So they're in a
mhm.
rebuilding phase. I don't think DeAndre Ayton's going to like it there in Portland. I think they're going to move him very soon. If it's at the end of the year or the middle of the season, they're going to stack up these picks, and Portland's going to be at the helm of young superstars in the draft.
Oh, yeah, yeah. My question for you, since you said Portland, which was perfect, um, Dame asked to go to Miami, and the owner of Portland decided to send him to to Milwaukee. Um, and he made a statement by it. I can't say it word for word, and I don't know if you heard the statement that he made by it. But
He
do
made
you
a
think
whole
that was the
song.
right decision? Yeah, no,
Um,
not Dame. The GM, the owner of the GM, the owner of the coach said something about it.
yeah,
Why he didn't trade
the
him to
Trailblazers. Yeah,
right? He said why he didn't trade him to Miami Heat, and he traded him over there. Uh, do you feel like that was a good move on management part, or was that a win for Dame? Even though they try to
I think
disencourage
both.
him by nothing in Miami.
I
Right.
think both. The reason why I say both is because they weren't going to get what they wanted from Miami. Obviously, that's
Mm.
no matter what anyone wants to cut it. At the end of the day, they have no obligation. Do you feel like you earned it to say where you want to go as Damian Lillard, 10 years strong, 10 years plus with the Portland Trailblazers? Yes, he earned it. But at the end of the day, a team's not going to move you when I can. If I give you to Miami, I'm not going to get what I was going to get from Portland or from Phoenix with a 3-team trade. So I feel like if I'm Damian
Right.
Lillard, I gotta look at what happened because you could have went to Toronto. You could have went to the Raptors. And I think now, if that was the question, if we were talking about him going to the Raptors and he would have went to the Raptors, yeah, they did Dame Lillard dirty. But they put him with Chris Middleton and Giannis. That's like almost a 3 superstar team. Arguably, Chris Middleton. A lot of people say he's not a superstar. In my book, I think he is. I think he's not a number 2. He's a number 3. So with him getting Damian Lillard at the number 2 or number 1, whatever you want to argue, who's the best player on the team, a lot of people are gonna go with Giannis. But for you to have a problem or be like, hey, y'all did me dirty, I do not think so. I think they went with the best interest for them, and they also try to keep the best interest in Damian Lillard to like, hey, we gonna put you somewhere that we think you're gonna like, but we can't get you to Miami. Miami was probably, in my mind, Miami was probably waiting for it middle of the season. They weren't willing to put it all on Dame Lillard at that moment. A lot of people were thinking Damian Lillard is going to be moved in the middle of the season. A lot of analysts, a lot of sports shows, a lot of people were saying it's very rare that you get a big trade in the beginning of the season when you're giving up stuff, you're giving up picks, you're giving up players, and I feel like they really wanted to move him because they didn't want him here unhappy in Portland. So they went with who was going to offer him the best, you know what I mean, the best that you can get. Now, are you gonna feel like, hey, we got enough for Dame Lillard? Ah, that's debatable. But at the same time, you're gonna want
Mm.
the best you can get from any team for Damian Lillard. You're not gonna be able to replace him, but you're gonna want the best
Mm.
you can get. So in my mind, it's both because Damian Lillard should be happy he's with the Bucks because the Bucks are missing one piece, just like the Celtics were missing one piece. Miami's missing one piece. LA is missing one piece. Even Denver, if they want to repeat, they're missing at least a role player. To because the way I see it is teams come in like Denver, we know what you're gonna do next year, so we're gonna have a game plan. So you got to switch up the roster. I feel like Denver, if they sit back and don't pick up nobody, they're not gonna go again. So
Mm.
even with Jamal Murray and Joker, Jokic, whatever you know what I mean, I feel like they need to get somebody else too. I felt like they were a number 1 person to get Drew Holiday. That would have been crazy if Drew Holiday would have went over there. If Damian would have went to the Nuggets, but that wasn't going to happen because that would put Jamal Murray losing time off the ball and possessions. So they're not looking for a number 2. They're actually looking for a number 3. So
Right,
Drew
right.
Holiday could have been
Well,
that
let me
number
ask you
3.
this. Well, let me ask you this. The NBA has implemented uh, an injury rule, whereas players can't use injuries to sit out or something similar to that. Uh, do you think other leagues are going to implement that, and do you think that's a good rule to have?
My opinion is no. It's up to the team and the player because just like all right, let's say me and you have more injuries in the past on your ankle than I do. So if I get an ankle sprain, I could still play in a week or two. But if you've been suffering from the same aggravated injury, some people say you can play, but who knows that the player really can't play or not. Now, if we're talking about sitting them out for no
They
reason,
saying they ain't gonna pay him. They saying they ain't gonna pay him. No
but
more
that's
injury pay.
also up to the management. If there's guaranteed money, you can't take away the guaranteed money. Just like Aaron Rodgers, of course, hey, he got guaranteed money to be there. So you can't say like he got injured in the beginning of the year for the Jets, but we're gonna take away your guaranteed money. No, I signed for guaranteed money. It's guaranteed. Now, if it's just money that if it's a game check, yes, I do agree with the association, with the NBA association. If you're not playing this game and it's not guaranteed money, then no, we don't feel like we have to pay you. You didn't step on the floor. So I might see a lot of players to beat that rule. They might step on the floor for half a court and be like, "Hey, I played in the game," but at the end of the day, who's to say that the injury is not severe? Or who's to say, like, risking it, just like with Joe Burrow and people we've been talking about through these past few weeks? Do you want to risk it? If it's not worth the risk, then let's keep. Or if they're doing the old, we're going to keep them healthy, like the way that Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Do I agree with that situation where they sit out and they just making sure they're healthy for the playoffs? No, I don't agree with it. If you're healthy, I'm more of like an old school play. Give your team the win. Like, don't sit out just because, oh, we got a tough game coming up after we play the fucking Charlotte Hornets. We playing, you know what I mean, the Denver Nuggets. So we gonna sit out the hard Charlotte Hornets game to make sure we fully recovered and recouped towards the Denver team. You know what I mean? Like, I don't agree with that. I feel like you should play if you can play. But at the same time, it's guaranteed money, so it's going to take away from people getting guaranteed contracts. So they're going to step in. They need to change the guaranteed contracts instead of taking away game checks or whatever that. They need to go into there's a cap on what you can guarantee a player. That's what I think they should do. Football, basketball, baseball, I think that's what they should do. There should be a cap on what you can guarantee a player. You can only guarantee them 60% of their contract, or there shouldn't be 100% guaranteed like Deshaun Watson. He got a guarantee. So if he get injured, just like this last game, he got paid for that game. Don't get it twisted. He got paid. Even though he didn't play, he got paid for that game. He got guaranteed. The most guaranteed money, if I'm not mistaken, or at least top 3. He can be injured for the rest of the year and basically get 90% of his contract.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. You know, I feel like it's a smart idea, especially when it comes to basketball, because a lot of people sit out, and the injuries don't last that long, and they sit out and just sit out and still get paid. They act like they're injured. So motherfuckers faking injuries and they not gonna get paid when they get injured. And it's like you said, if this motherfuckers with guaranteed money, like LeBron and the main stars with guaranteed money, I don't think it applies to them, but it definitely applies to the other ones. And it's probably gonna be dependent on what pay tier you into. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably how they distinguish how they gonna work that. But I do feel like it's a pros and cons to it. I do agree with you. They should have some type of alternative instead of just not paying them when they hurt. But I do understand not paying motherfuckers who faking injuries too.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's gonna be different. I can't wait to see how that go.
The best bet is like what I'm saying.
Turning up.
Best bet is to cap the guaranteed money. Mm-hmm. That's where you would fix a lot of problems that teams can't guarantee. You know what I mean? Plus, there's incentives. So a lot of players they like to play when they injured, like Jadeveon Clowney for the Ravens. He wasn't supposed to play this week, but he got incentives that if he hits a certain mark throughout the season, he get paid more. Mm-hmm. So then if you're taking away the guarantee, you're also like double jeopardizing players because then you're like, hey, you don't get a chance to get your incentives, and we ain't gonna give you the money for not playing this game. So
Yeah,
I think you just cap out the guaranteed money. That's what I think. Like there should be
yeah.
a certain percentage you can't go over.
Bitch, we not paying you this week now. But
Yeah,
seriously, but yeah, it should be something. I think they're gonna find a solution. They're gonna find a solution to it. I don't feel like it's a bad idea, but there probably some kinks in it. They probably have to work out. Now we gonna get into football season in a minute, but the announcements here and there for those who.
actually, I do want to talk about one thing real quick that we have never got onto the show: boxing. There was Canelo,
Mm,
Alvarez, and Charlo. Um, how do you feel
mhm.
about that match? We didn't get to talk about it before, and we all know Canelo did his thing, and they're saying Charlo was kind of being defensive too much and not putting on the show that we thought it was going to be. But it was the first time in boxing, multiple titles from both people. It kind of reminded me of um, Mayweather and fucking Pacquiao, which is coming up too. They're doing a fight and a second fight, but that's not the question. The question is, do you feel like boxing is dying due to the vast popularity of UFC? I know I'm sounding like Stephen A. right now, but the words make sense. It's fluent. But do you feel like that UFC is the catalyst to boxing becoming less popular, or do you feel like boxing is just not putting on the right matches because there's a lot of ducking from fighters? So do you feel like boxing's the reason why it's less popular nowadays, or do you feel like UFC is just more entertaining, or what's your take on that?
Well, you know what, Skip? Damn, damn. I know. It's been about 6 months. Listen. You know what, Stephen A. Let me tell you, Stephen A. This is the thing. Now you know Uncle Shay gonna tell you. Let me tell you, Stephen A. Now the fight was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Gillian them took a little bit of self-esteem away from Charlo because I did see the $1 million worth of game interview and he was pressing them about something they said. You know what I'm saying? And it
Lyrics and
got
you,
kind of
Stephen A.
well.
He in the comments.
Look here, Chip. I don't know, but look, damn. But yeah, like I was saying, man. Nah, in all serious, man. Yeah, I knew Canelo was gonna take the fight, and I think a lot of people was going in a direction, and Cholo was on the defense beforehand. Charlo was on the defense beforehand. I don't know what they had going on, but he was on the defense beforehand. You know what I'm saying? And but in the match, it was a silent match. I think it went by to a judge's decision. Canelo won out the decision. It wasn't a knockout, but it was a runaway. It was a dominant performance, and I agree. It do remind me a little bit of the Pacquiao fight. Now back to the question you asked: is boxing dying? Absolutely not. I feel like we seen some of the best boxing we've seen in a long time. Cause it got to a point at one time where like it was still like at the floor retired. Like, they had a few bouts that we was watching when them legends like Ali stopped fighting and Sugar Ray and then we got into Floyd carried the torch for a while, and when he retired, we didn't know who was gonna be the next big thing. We really thought it was gonna be Deontay Wilder, and then Fury went to kicking his ass all over the place, and we all jumped on the bandwagon after the second match, like, yeah, that motherfucker must have had something in his boxing gloves. And then he whooped his ass again. Now we sitting there looking stupid too. So we don't know, but they did say the man had a fractured head. I don't know if the man just hit that hard or what, but we thought he was gonna be that person. He wound up not that person. In the heavyweight division, yeah, he's still standing. I'm not gonna say it in the heavyweight division. I feel like Tyson Fury uh is that great. Is that
He
great
trying to
of
face
today?
Francis Ngannou.
Yeah. UFC, yeah, that's crazy.
In
Javante
a boxing match.
Davis. Javante Davis, he probably gonna fight Haney next. which he gonna punch on him. He didn't really want to fight him. He really wanted to fight. Well, Haney didn't really want to fight him. He really wanted to fight. What's his name? Motherfucker running. I mean, Shakur Stevenson. He gonna want to fight Shakur
Yeah,
Stevenson next. But Shakur
they all
Stevenson really
dope.
wanted to fight Haney. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, it's a lot of dope boxers out there. Like I say, some of the best boxing we've seen so far, and
Be
it's
honest,
not dying.
I
No,
agree, but I disagree with. I think Charlo shouldn't have took this fight. I feel like this fight should have waited till after he didn't fight for 18 months. If I'm not mistaken, that was Charlo. So for you to jump into the ring with an animal like Canelo, and he didn't fight for a couple months. I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, but for you to not fight for over a year, and to think that you're gonna come into somebody who's been training and fighting more than you over that
well,
past year, and you think you're gonna
I
take
won't be
it?
the devil advocate. I won't be the devil advocate. That may be the reason, but if you remember, and I hate to bring up UFC, John Jones came back after like a year and a half. And I forgot who he just battled recently on the UFC. He did kick his ass. Now he is John Jones. I understand there's a difference between John Jones and Charlo. They're not the same person. It's like amateur versus pro, or all star
Yeah,
versus all mad. I understand, but you know what I'm saying. That did happen. Now it was a possibility. When he went into the match, he had a chance. I feel like he wasn't prepared. He let all the other shit get to his head, and he didn't go out there focused. You worrying about what the
honestly,
pod
I
saying?
think Charlo was scared to be aggressive.
Hmm. No, not as
That's why I
aggressive as he
think.
was on $1 million worth of game, and then he was aggressive. Nah,
Yeah,
that
but
nigga just wasn't
that
prepared. It
didn't
was
go to
all the
the ring.
bullshit that
I
was
feel
going
like his
outside.
fight, the way he
Like,
usually fight, the way he usually
yeah.
fight, he knew he couldn't fight that way. I think he pulled back a little too much, and to thinking like I gotta be technical. He's not a technical person to me. He does have a lot of skills. Don't get me wrong, but and what Charlo is that he's going to push you when he has the upper hand. I feel like there was a couple spots in that fight where he should have rushed Canelo as being the aggressive. We expected him to be more aggressive in that fight. I don't feel like he was, to me. Um, Now, do I feel like the fight was just automatically like a snooze fest? No, I don't think that. I think it was actually a lot of people ain't giving that fight a credit because you're not in that ring. So a lot of people can be like, you got the winos on the corner, like, yeah, I would have served him up with that. No, you wouldn't have. No, you wouldn't have, because you don't know how it is to jump in that ring. Like you might have a couple of street fights, and that's different. The only person who took street fights to something professional was Kimbo Slice, and we all seen what he did in the
Mm.
street fight. So like you not Kimbo, so you
They
can't
were
tell me
playing him
that
like
you.
a sucker, and you saw what they were doing in the UFC. They were playing him like a sucker. They didn't want to stand up and fight with him at all. All they want to do was lay on top of the man because they knew he ain't no grapple. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, they was not trying to stand up. Man, look, man, this dude was knocking niggas out bare knuckle. They did not want to stand
Yeah,
up
you knocked the
with
motherfucker. Now,
Kimbo
if
Slice.
I feel like if Kimbo Slice would have went to, if Bare Knuckle would have been, if he would have been a little bit like, if he would have gotten to that time, or he would have been born a little bit later, I think Kimbo Slice would have tore Bare Knuckle. I think he would have been the problem because he was knocking motherfuckers' eyes out. And like Kimbo Slice could have really
You fucked
made
that
a name for
Mexican up.
himself in that bare knuckle. To be honest, rest
Ooh,
in peace to
you
Kimbo
fucking
Slice,
niggas
everybody.
up. Yeah,
But
rest in
like
peace to
Kimbo
Kimbo
Slice was
Slice, but he was
mean.
fucking niggas up. That's the
And
steroids, them
anybody
drugs,
anybody that's
man.
a part of the culture or know about Kimbo Slice, you know that he was a monster not to be fucked with. You couldn't stand up with Kimbo. That's why a lot of people did take him down, because it's smart. Because if you going up against Kimbo and you know
Right?
you got the strength to take him down, you don't want to stand up against that. You don't want to stand toe to toe with Kimbo Slice, like
There was one
dead ass.
dude that stood toe to toe with him. And I remember that fight that they had. They both was exhausted. I forgot the cat name. He was the only one fought with him toe to toe.
Talking about
They
the
had a
cop,
long ass match. Huh?
the
They had
cop
a
that
long
was in
ass
the
match.
parking lot, or the parking lot structure.
No,
Cause
I'm
that
talking
cop
about in
did some work on
UFC.
Kimbo.
I'm talking about
Oh, on UFC,
I'm talking
yeah,
about the
yeah, yeah.
UFC.
Okay. I thought you talking about the
I don't know.
underground fights. Like, the only person I seen that actually went after Kimbo was that cop. I think he still lost, but I mean, that cop did some work
Yeah,
on Kimbo.
definitely. Yeah.
All right, well, we waiting on Lyric to pop up. If he doesn't, he'll leave his picks in the comment. But I do have one last thing. One last thing that I think a lot of people were sleeping on, and I know I'm late. And I don't know the female's name. Don't get me wrong, she's an African American tennis player, but she was facing I don't know her an ethnicity, but she was calling the
To
time and she
my
was like,
Coco Jones.
yes, that's who it was. I didn't want to.
Okay.
Do you feel like there was favoritism from the referees because they let her sit down, they let her break all these rules, the timing, even though she still won, Coco still won. Like, do you think that kind of shows that there's still people that give the upper hand to someone who's been a veteran and not someone new? Because I feel like that was kind of fucked up, from my opinion. Because if it's a rule that you can't sit down, why you let her sit down? If there's a rule against timing, why are we not calling the time? Whether
I
she's winning or
actually
losing.
I actually was on YouTube and I saw her getting on the referee about the shit. And what I feel like it is, and it's no disrespect to anybody, and people gonna say, "Oh, here it go again," all these other adjectives, but it is what it is, plain and in sight. It's a fucking race situation. And at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, that's what it is. It's a racial bias. It could be just a bias. It could be ethnicity bias. I don't know if her and the lady was the same race. So I know the lady that was sitting up there. She had an accent as well. I don't know if her and they were from the same place, but what it seemed like to me was some type of bias going on. And I'm gonna say, hopefully, it wasn't racist, but that's what I'm thinking. But hopefully it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? She did when she did speak her piece respectfully, you know what I'm saying? And the people cheered on. They was in her corner because the referee was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like the girl said, she had to wait a couple times after she had done served, and the girl was just sitting there on the ground. You know what I'm saying? It was different shit that was going on, and she got frustrated. Um, yeah, man, I
Which is
feel
valid.
like
It's a good. She's. It's not like she's bitching or
right.
complaining. She had a valid point to a lot of the things that happen.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Uh, Another thing, LeBron said he's dedicating his 21st season to Bronny. Is this his last season?
Um, there is Father Time, and I hate to say it, but I don't think it's his last season. I feel like that's more motivation to Bronny. Like, but a lot of people, I don't. To be honest, I don't think Bronny is really his younger brother. I think he'll make it to the NBA. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I feel like Bronny has. He's cool with Aiden. If y'all know the streamer Aiden, he's cool. He wants to
Aiden
stream
Rowe.
more. He doesn't have basketball in his focus as much as his father would like. To my opinion, I could be wrong. I just feel like he's not focused on, you know what I mean. Let me play. Bless me. Let me play with my dad. I just feel like that's the case. So I feel like that's LeBron saying like, hey, I'm gonna dedicate this season to you because if you ain't gonna come to the NBA, I'm gonna
But you
get
know
you in
he
there.
had that cardiac arrest too.
Yeah,
You know
he
Bronny
had.
had, you know.
It was like a Damian Hamlin thing or Damian Hamlin. I forgot.
hmm
I'm saying his name wrong, but you know what I mean from the Bills.
Yeah, shout out to
And
him
I
too,
think
man. He made his debut back again this week, man. Shout out to him. It's good to see him back on the field, man. For real, for real. 'Cause that shit was scary. I saw it when it happened.
hopefully it doesn't happen again. Knock on wood. I'd hate to. I don't like seeing anyone getting injured. I'm that type of football fan, basketball fan, not really a fan of baseball, but I watch it from time to time. But like, I'd rather have the best players versus the best players. I don't want to see like just this week with the Ravens. Deshaun Watson didn't play. Now, did I know that was an upper
hmm
hand for us? Yes. Was I excited? Kinda not, because I wanted to see Deshaun Watson and Lamar Jackson. Deshaun Watson has been showing that he can get back to that Texans state that he was at. I want to see them go at it. The same thing with June Derek Carr. I'm pretty sure, like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm not mad that he got injured because he's injured, but I'd rather see our best go up there. You know what I mean? Like, as far as the opponents.
Right,
Now,
right.
some people as fans, they'll be like, I want them to get injured because I don't want them to have a chance. But me, I want to see the best of the best. Like, I want to see
Yeah,
Deshaun
I want
Watson,
to.
Lamar Jackson.
I agree. I agree. And get my opinion on the LeBron situation. I just want to say this because it was something else that he said that's got the debate and got this as such a hot topic today. Because this was announced earlier today, and it made it such a hot topic is because when he said that he was dedicated, he posted it on social media and he put on it. It puts in perspective that family is important. Family comes first. So that was my joint. I asked him that question, and then him saying he was dedicating the 21st season to Bronny. Do I think this is last season? Probably not. He probably got another one in his tank after this, or he may evaluate it after and feel like he ready. I don't know. I know he had the aspirations to play with his son. Do I think Bronny totally dedicated to the NBA before what happened to him? Absolutely, 100%. Do I feel like it deterred him in any way? No, but you do gotta put your health first. You know what I'm saying? And it comes to the realization that he might not be able to play for health reasons to play pro. But the same situation happened with a lot of people, and they came back. So he can come back. It's not like he can't come back. If Hamlin came back after that scary injury, he can come back. You know what I'm saying? And Shaquille came back balling. You know what I'm saying? I think it took a toll on him
Honestly,
making it to the NBA. But
honestly, I feel like I'd hate to say like this because it could be his last year. But if it was his last year, he
mm,
would have said that. But my thing is,
right.
it's a safety net that if we have another bad year and I don't get to the championship or I don't win a championship, I could say I dedicated to my son because I'm on my way out. But I think it's more of a motivation
Yeah, he
to the
probably
other
stirring the
team.
pot.
It's got them thinking like this LeBron last year. We the last people to play with LeBron. We got it's like Ray Lewis on his farewell, even though Ray Lewis said this is my last year before they got into that year, and then we all knew it was Ray Lewis last year. He doesn't he doesn't want it to be his last year, LeBron James. I think he's tired of going to new teams and figuring it out. And he knows once you go to a new team, you got that first year, no matter what. We've all learned this from the Nets, from when he first got to the Lakers, from when he went to Miami. It's not going to be what you think it's going to be that first year. There's not. You have to learn the players. So I think he's just trying to give like a little bit of motivation to the Lakers, saying like, I dedicate this year to my son. So they thinking this might be your last year. Well, I gotta. It's a legendary moment. If it's LeBron's last year, let's take him. And I feel like if he does win a championship, it's not his last year. If he gets to a championship, it's not his last year. But if he get kicked out in the playoffs before that title, I think it will be. I think it will be his last year. He'll just resign and just take his
Mm,
success. But other than that, I think
mm.
it's more of a motivation tactic than anything.
Okay, okay, I can see that. I can see that.
Lyrics say he on his way. Um,
He in him.
but we've been having.
He in him.
Oh, okay, cool. But
He
we've been
just
having
he, he just
a
don't have
lot
his
of little
camera on.
good ass talks, little good ass talks here. I would like to get straight into the football, but I know Lyric was listening. He was commenting. He was messaging me. So I'm gonna let Lyrics. Anything you want to say about any of the topics that you feel like, or do you want to get straight into football? It's up to you. The floor is to you. Do you want to
Yeah.
comment on the Damian
Uh,
Lillard trade, the Drew Holiday trade, the LeBron comment, the UFC and boxing? 'Cause I saw you had a little bit to say about that.
nah, nah,
So,
I'm nah, I'm good. Let's go. Let's get straight into it.
all right, well, let me pull out. It ain't Blues Clues, but I do have my handy dandy notebook in this motherfucker. Let's just say that. And I got some shit to talk this week. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I got some shit to talk. The first thing I want to say is stop doubting them Cowboys, Lyric. The second thing I want to say is Hawk Life. You said we was tripping over the Texans and the Steelers, and the Texans won. But I'm gonna get away from the gloating right now. I'm gonna humble myself. All right, so the Seahawks. 24. The Giants 3.
Mm-hmm.
And we all won that prediction. We all went with the Seahawks. The Lions 34 and the Packers 20. Chief of YZ and Hawk Life took that prediction. The Falcons 7, the Jags 23. And y'all can say what y'all want to. Go ahead. Go ahead. Y'all won that. Hawk Life and Lyric. The Rams and the Colts. Chief YZ, the only one that won that prediction because the Rams was 29, the Colts was 23. I stood alone. Ravens 28, the Browns 3. Chief of YZ and Lyric took that one, even though Hawk Life said the Browns would be smoking on a Ravens pack. He was wrong. The Vikings 21, the Panthers 13. Chief of YZ and Hawk Life took that one. The Bengals 3, the Titans 27. Chief of YZ and Lyric took that one. The Bucks 26, the Saints 9. Chief of YZ and Lyric took that one. That might be the hardest hit to Hawk Life this week. The Dolphins 20. The Bills 48. We all lost that one because the Bills won that one. The Broncos 31. The Bears 28. Lyric's the only one to win that one. He went with the Broncos because I wasn't going to put faith into him again. So I give flowers to Lyric. He got that one right. Commanders 31. The Eagles 34. We all won that one because we was rooting for the Eagles. The Steelers 6. The Texans 30. I'm not going to say it again, but Chief YZ and Lyric won that one. The Raiders 17, the Chargers 28. We all won that one with the Chargers taking that win. The Cardinals 16, the 49ers 35. We all won that one with the 49ers. The Patriots 3, the Cowboys 38. Chief YZ and Hawk Life took that one because Lyric a hater. All right. The Chiefs 23, the Jets 20. Chief of YZ and Hawk Life took that one. So this week, if we're tallying up the wins, YZ, Chifa, that's me at 40 wins. Hawk Life is at 38 wins, and Lyric is at 33 wins. So now there's a new leader this week. Hawk Life was the leader last week. This week it's Chief of YZ. That is me. So we're gonna get into these games right away. To be honest, hold on. Let me. I forgot to do my game of the weeks. I know what games of the weeks I have though, so I'm not gonna sit back and we ain't gonna waste no time. I just forgot to write them down. So the first game is the Bears 0-4 going to play the Commanders at home at 2-2. For this game, I went with the Commanders. Really, the defense, I think they're going to take it. The Bears haven't showed us anything, so I feel like I'm going to go with the Commanders only because the Bears don't have a win, and they're at home, so it's a trap game for the Commanders. What the trap game is that you lose the game that you're supposed to win. That's all that really means. But it's a trap game for the Commanders, but I still went with the Commanders because Bears got to prove something. They got 0 wins. You know what I mean? They got to prove something to me.
Okay, well, let me tell you what I'm going with. I'm definitely not going for the Bears. You know what I mean? I feel like for the Bears, they will have to get that win with the Cowboys. That's what I feel like. They'll get their first win with the Cowboys.
You crazy.
I'm going with the Commanders on this one. Bears don't have the right chance in hell.
So we all went for the Commanders.
Yep. Hey, sometimes it be like that. All right. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Next game, I think it's going to be interesting. Not one of my game of the weeks. The Jags, who are 2-2, versus the Bills, who are 3-1. And y'all know I don't like the Bills, but I just don't believe in the Jags so far. Get out of here. Get out of here, kitty. All right, my bad, y'all. Little pussy trying to run up on me.
I agree with you. The Bills
I
going
go
to
with
take
the Bills. Yeah, I go with the Bills.
Yeah, Bills going to take that. Definitely.
Don't get me wrong. The Jags have showed us that they can play. But I just feel like the Bills have been underrated for so long, you can't underrate them no more.
It's only a team like the Bears.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go that far. I think the Jags are way better than the Bears. I think the only other team that's really close to the Bears is the Broncos, the Vikings. You know what I mean? The Patriots. Some those teams are like compared to the Bears. I wouldn't compare the Jags to the Bears.
No, I was
But I
basically
won't
saying
say that
that pretty much.
they're
I
middle
was
of the
saying
pack of the team.
I was saying like pretty much.
Hmm.
I was saying like pretty much like they beat the Bears. Pretty much like they're in the middle, like not at the low
Yeah, they're
division. That's
middle.
what I'm
Yeah, I can
saying.
agree with that. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah,
They're a middle tier team. They're not a top tier team.
yeah.
But I got the Bills. Lyric got the Bills. Hawk Life. The Bills are at home. They're
Uh,
3-1. Jags are 2-2 away.
good matchup. Um, good matchup. I feel like yeah, the Jaguars having a rough go at it, and the Bills at home, and they crazy when they're at home. Uh, I'm excited to see what happens. I give it to the Bills, dude.
All right, so we all go with the Bills. All right, this next game, which I'm gonna let Hawk Life go first, just because the Saints are 2-2, going against the New England Patriots at home, 1-3. This is my first game of the week. My first game of the week because I feel like whether Carr is ready or not, or we're going back up, Mac Jones got something to prove, and the New Orleans Saints got something to prove. It might be a sleeper game because a lot of people won't agree with me that it's game of the week out there, but I feel like it is. I feel like the Pats could get back on track if they beat the Saints. I feel like the Saints can get back to being talked about as a sleeper team if they beat the Pats. But I didn't give my prediction. I'm throwing it to Hawklight first.
First of all, let me say this: the fuck happened last week? The fuck happened
We
last week?
told
Don't
you it was gonna
embarrass me.
happen.
Like,
That's the fuck happened.
don't,
The Bucks took your
don't,
ass
don't,
smoking on that Saints pack like you thought the fucking Browns was gonna do to our Ravens. Smoking on that Saints pack. I told you the Bucks was gonna take y'all out.
goddamn. Like the fuck. Offense, look, y'all have to block. You can expect average quarterback to be Drew Brees, and y'all don't block. You know what I'm saying? You got to give him a
No,
chance, give him a shot. But also, this management too, that's an issue. Because if you know that you got weaknesses, you need to find better openings or better plays that help this quarterback get out the fucking ball and get enough time.
Well, Hawklife, I like
Now,
to cut you off for a second, just for a second. It's also the quarterback's job to know I'm only getting 3 seconds in the pocket, so I got to get this ball off quicker than I
yeah,
usually would like.
yeah.
right, true. But the offensive line needs to block for Cole. Cole needs to get out the ball a lot quicker. Um, I'm gonna tell you now, Winston ain't shit. He ain't been one shit. He ain't gonna never be shit. And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? He kind of washed, if you ask me. Um,
Damn.
you know what I'm
Oh,
saying? I
bro.
don't, I don't feel like he got it. I mean, all this time, if you didn't get the fundamentals and you still back there holding the ball, and the same thing with Cole. If you a quarterback and you still sitting back there in that pocket just holding the ball, you know what I'm saying? You should know how to adapt. You know what I'm saying? And
Adapt.
like to
Well,
situation like that, you got
Hawklife, I hate to keep cutting you off, but
Who
Derek
you
Carr is
got?
injured. He's going through the same thing Joe Burrow's going to. He can't leave out of the
Oh,
pocket. He knows that he
they
can't leave out
done.
of the pocket, so he
The
has to
Saints
sit there and
done.
wait.
I'm going for the Patriots. I'm going for the Patriots.
I
Oh
understand that.
shit! Okay, oh
I'm going for
yeah,
the
Hawkeye, go
Patriots.
ahead, go ahead. My bad. I'm not cutting you off no more. Guaranteed.
I'm gonna wave the flag over the Saints.
I understand that he hurt. Mac Jones, what they 0-4? One
They
and
1-3.
1-3. Um I
Yes,
feel
sir.
like
They're at
I
home.
feel like if Cole I feel like even if Cole is not able to play the whole game, I feel like they gotta do enough to beat New England. I don't know how New England's
Okay.
defense is. I haven't
Okay.
been watching their games.
Defense is
But I know
solid.
they've
I'm
been
not gonna lie. They're not
um
bad. They're not good. They're
No,
solid.
no, 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 no. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Two of their superstars got injured today, so they're out. So this actually changed the whole fundamentals of the Patriots as well. So now matter of fact, I got to rethink about my possibility because now, um, because
Okay,
I
we've been
saw that.
having a recurring theme. So you're
Yeah.
saying I'm gonna go ahead and say that you just switch your pick to the Saints.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
All
Yes.
right, but now I'm gonna
I
ask
switched my,
you, Lyric
but I
Lauer, what
hold
is your lock in? Well, you gotta
okay.
lock it in now.
My lock in is nobody right now. Hold on, just let me talk it out first. The reason why I say that is because now, just by thinking about it, when I saw that like two of their superstars was injured, and basically is it's Judon and I forgot the other person name, whatever. But they make up for majority of like the Patriots. You know what I mean? Like we know how the Patriots play. So this could actually be an advantage of the Saints. It could. But
Well,
at the same
let me
time,
help you with your pick. Let me help you with your pick. Derek Carr is injured.
right, he's
Michael
injured. At
Thomas
the
is
same
coming off an
time,
injury.
he's
So there's
injured
injuries on both
and he's coming
sides.
off right, right. So, I mean, mm,
I should have known this nigga was injured again. This nigga be injured every fucking
you
season.
know what?
Like,
You know what? No, 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 no. Even still, I feel like the Patriots might actually win against the Saints because without your
So
quarterback,
you're locked in now. You can't
yeah,
switch your
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
you
yeah,
locked
yeah,
in with the Patriots. Now Hawk Life, I'm gonna keep my
yeah.
word. I'm gonna let you go before I go. Who you got? I already know who you got, but let's hear more.
first off, after hearing all these exploits, I'm gonna have to, well, I was gonna make that my game of the week, and it was my home team. We got going on. Let me say that first. That's my first game of the week. Uh, like I said, I kind of agree with Chief and now that I know a lot of more about New England, and they got injuries and stuff. Saints had injuries, and they put it together. They put it together. Um,
Yeah,
like
you
I
agree with
said,
Lyric. Lyric's the one who brought it up. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I said that.
yeah, yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you, thank you.
Um, I do feel like the Saints got a little bit more than New England, even if they can pull it out. If they can pull it out, if Carr can have a solid game, the Saints can take this one easily. It shouldn't be like the last one. It shouldn't be a 29-8 type of game. That offense is not gonna step up. They're gonna have to go pick up somebody, do whatever the fuck they gotta do. We do need to do some shape ups in the management, but that's a whole nother story. But I still would say the Saints support us when out on the road, probably by
All right.
3. It ain't gonna be nothing
I'm gonna
crazy.
give you my opinion that no one said nothing about. I'm gonna give you my opinion, and y'all both might be shocked. We all know I hate the Patriots. But we all know
Yeah.
I've been fighting with Hawk Life with them Saints all year long.
Hmm.
But I'm gonna tell you why I picked the Saints to win this game. Defense. Mac Jones has not figured it out against mediocre defenses. Um, do I feel like Ezekiel Elliott will have a better game after that Cowboys game? Yes.
No,
Do I feel like he's going to be the catalyst? No. I feel like
no.
Stevenson is the number one. He's going to have a better game than Ezekiel Elliott, but I feel like he'll bring more to offer because the Saints' weakness is rush defense. But passing that ball, the Saints are very, very. I wouldn't say great, but I would say
They're
not
good. They're good.
good. Yeah, they're
They're
good. I
they're
wouldn't
they're,
say
they're just good.
they're
They're just good.
solid. I wouldn't
Yeah,
say they're
yeah,
solid. I say they're a
yeah.
good
Yeah,
pass rush.
yeah.
But if Mac Jones forces that ball and throws that ball to them safeties, a lot of people are sleeping on them safeties in New Orleans. I feel
They're,
like it's
they're,
pick city. So with that being said, I went with the Saints to win this game against the Patriots. Not because I hate the Patriots, it's because Mac Jones hasn't figured it out yet.
okay.
He's
So
struggling.
look, let me come at you with this though. All right. So now that I know I stay alone, like I said, Patriots has two superstars that left, but at the same time, that may not change the dynamics of the offense team
The
because
game, yeah.
yeah, ain't Zeke with fucking the Patriots?
Yes.
Okay, so of course they're already painting a storyline, which I also been paying attention to around Dak Prescott and him already within not even a couple hours later. So which going to tell me that that's going to give him the motivation to pretty much get the job done tomorrow. I had to rethink about it. That's why at
Okay.
first I was going. I
Well,
was.
I
Hold on.
like
Hold
to
on. Hold
say
on. Hold on.
this though.
Hold on. I
I
was. I
would like
was
to
going to go
say
for the
this.
Saints. I was going to go for the Saints, but I didn't. And only reason why I didn't is because I can see because of the fact that y'all having quarterback injuries.
You're going
I
against the
can.
Hmm.
upset. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that y'all second string might actually throw a couple, 6 picks or interception and shit. This is going
And
to be an
this,
off game
hold on,
already.
hold on, hold on, hold on. This is why
So
it's my
when you
game of the
kind of
week.
think about it, the
This
Patriots
is
gonna win
why.
this.
This is why I went with the Saints because you explained yours. There's injuries on the offense for the Saints, and there's
Right.
injuries for the
For the
defense of
defense
the Patriots. So it's going to come down to the offense of the Patriots and the
and the
defense of the
defense.
Saints.
Right,
But
exactly.
to
That's
your
what I
point,
thought.
Lyric, a quarterback injury is the worst injury you can have for a
You can
team. I
have.
don't give a fuck what no one says.
Yep.
But I feel, and this might be a hot take, so get the alarms ready. Hawk Life might fucking lose his shit. Because I disagree with both of y'all on this. I think Jameis Winston is better than Mac Jones.
He is.
I think Jameis Winston can play better than Mac Jones. So with that being said, because Mac Jones is going to give the ball up as much as Jameis Winston does. So it's going to come down to that Saints defense and that Patriots offense. And I feel like that Saints defense has a now I might even say this. I guarantee that the defense scores this week. I feel like the
Yeah.
Saints defense, and they
Okay.
showed that.
So
It's either going to
that's
be
why.
special teams or defense. The Saints is
Right.
going to score on the
Right.
Patriots.
And that's why I almost changed my pick was because the fact that the second string quarterback, like I was about to say, you know what I mean, like definitely on the second string quarterback. But that's what I was saying. It depends on when was the last time he's been practicing and last time he's been playing in a game. You see what I'm saying?
Last game.
So okay, so you know what I mean, like it goes down to okay, all right, like all that momentum, all that
But
crowd
also,
fire and shit, hold on yards, all that pressure, hold on yards and
I
shit.
will agree
You know what
with
I mean?
Lyric.
He will have an
1
off
second.
game
Hold on. Let me
some
say
games.
something. Let me say one thing.
All second string quarterback
If
have an off
they,
game
if
more
the
than the
offense,
first.
if the offense for the Saints, they play into Derek Carr game plan. If he doesn't play and they're playing Jameis Winston and they're playing like they have Derek Carr, they're going to lose. But
Yeah,
if
they're
they
gonna
come
lose.
up,
Flat out.
if they come up with a new game plan focused around what Jameis Winston's fucking best attributes are,
Yeah, his
they're going to win
performance.
this game. So that's
Yeah,
why I have
yeah,
it
they're
a
gonna
game of
win.
the week because it's a toss up.
That's why I
I could see
almost.
either one of these teams winning.
But you wanna know something though? I don't see that. I'm sorry to say, I don't see that because they're gonna want that nigga to come back. So they're gonna want to try to rush his injury. They're probably gonna do the same thing that they're doing to Burrow just to cover up Burrow shit. So that's
And
the only
like I
reason
said
why.
last week,
That's the only reason why.
an
That's the only reason why I
hold on,
went back to the
an
Patriots.
injured Derek Carr is better than 100% Mac Jones.
100.
I'm sorry to
Right,
say
right.
it.
We'll see. We'll
So
see.
I'm going with the
Yeah,
who
just
that this
Who
week.
that say they
not
gonna
you,
beat
I'm
them
not
Saints?
sorry.
y'all, not y'all. Y'all see, not y'all.
Hey,
Y'all
you
ain't
said
it.
it a lot last week and you lost. So I feel confident.
That's fine.
But I'm gonna get into another hot topic because this should have been the game of the week, but it wasn't for me. It's the Titans who are 2-2 going to the Colts at home at 2-2. So I'm gonna let Lyric, since he's been an advocate for the Indianapolis Colts this year. He's been telling us, don't sleep on the Colts, don't sleep on the Colts, don't sleep on the Colts. So
No, I've
who
been
do you
saying
have in
about the
this game?
Browns. I've been saying about
Because
the Browns.
and
I'm
you've
just
been
saying
saying
that the
about the
Colts are
Colts too.
good. I'm just basically saying that the Colts are good. Like like just watch. They're gonna be one of the rising teams like in the future. But yeah, I'm going for the Colts though.
Okay, so you got the Colts.
Yeah,
Colts are at home, Hawk Life, against the Titans. They're both 2-2. Who do you have in this game?
the home team.
Interesting game, both on 2-2. I feel like this is a good one to call. This is a good one to call. To be honest, I'm gonna make this my
It's
second game of the
rookie
week.
versus rookie too. It's another rookie versus rookie. Almost got game of the week for me. It's
Oh
a
yeah,
rookie
he loves
versus
That's
that.
rookie
why.
quarterback.
He
That's
loves
why it's
that.
my game of the week. One of them
Yep.
got to step out the shadows, and
Wait,
one of
was
them
the
got to
Saints and the
arrive.
Patriots one of your game of the weeks? Didn't you say that? So
Yes,
this is your second
yes,
game of the week. Okay. I'm just making sure.
yes.
Okay, second game of the week for
One,
Hawk Life. My bad. Go ahead.
yeah. One of these rookies is gonna have his coming out party this Sunday. I don't know which one it is, but they're gonna have their coming out party. I can't wait to see that match. I think it's also gonna be a
Pause.
matchup of defenses. Pause. I think it's also gonna be a matchup of defenses. I can't
Oh,
wait to see
defense.
how
Yeah,
that
I agree
transpires.
with that.
You know,
Yeah, it
so it's
is.
gonna be a crazy match. It's gonna be entertaining, And but you know how I rock with my home teams. You know how I feel about my
Okay,
home
okay,
teams when
okay.
they're at home. So I'm going Indianapolis this week.
I knew it.
Good, good.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and
Yeah.
take out before I get into this.
We know you're going for the opposite side. We already know.
Shut the fuck up.
Hey, anything I can take a shot in it.
All right. Yes, you're right, Lyric. Yes, you fucking right. I'm going with the Texans. Let me tell. Let me
Hold up,
tell
you in the
you
wrong
why.
game, huh?
Let me. No, I'm
Who
in
you
the
pick
right
for the?
game.
Oh, how about I say who you
I'm
pick for
in
the
the.
Colts and Tennessee?
I mean Titans. My bad. Not the
Oh,
Texans, but the Titans and the Colts. Still rookie quarterbacks. I went with the Titans. I went with the Titans because
You sure you don't want to go for the Colts? You fucked
yes.
up there. That could have been a sign telling you to go for the Colts.
No, I
he
make
got
my
Dick
pick. Look right here.
Coordinator.
I make my picks
Hands
before we
on.
even start this shit. My shit locked in.
Okay,
Um,
all right,
I
go
went
ahead.
with the Titans, and I'll tell you why I went with the Titans.
Okay.
I hate the fucking Colts, man. I might be I hate them. I hate them with a passion. Not more than the Steelers. They're my second most favorite hated team. So I favor to hate against these motherfuckers. I hate the Colts because of what they
Yeah,
did to
you hate
Baltimore.
them like I hate
I,
the
I
Falcons.
hate No, I hate the Steelers like you hate the Falcons. I hate the Colts because they took Baltimore in the middle of the night and they went and made the Indianapolis Colts. That's why I hate the Colts. So for me, but I took that out of my head. I went with the Titans because of this one reason. Derrick Henry had a horrible game last week. And when you have a motherfucker who is a dominant player, they gonna take that and they going to have that in the back of their mind that I had a horrible game and I need to play
Mm.
way better. And I feel like Anthony Richardson has an argument of being rookie of the year behind CJ Stroud with the Texans. Cause I will say that I forgot it wasn't the Texans and the Colts, it's the Titans and the Colts. But I will say that I feel like Ryan Tannehill is a lot of people say he's the Kirk Cousins of the Tennessee Titans. I don't believe that. I actually feel like Ryan Tannehill is not a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins, but he has more weapons than Kirk Cousins. Even though they have Justin Jefferson, he has that running back that he can lean on. He also has
Mm.
um a lot of players, DeAndre Hopkins, that hasn't showed us that he was going to be. So I feel like the Titans got a lot to prove, and I feel like they gonna beat the Colts. So I'm gonna go with them. Now the
Mm-hmm.
next game, we already know what's going down. Because if Lyric says anything other than the team that I'm about to announce for my pick, I'm going to make sure I make a fucking ride down to where he at, and we gonna have a serious conversation. Don't play around this
Yeah.
week. If you even joke around about picking this other team, I might have to kill you. Not all right, but the
Right.
Ravens, who are 3-1, versus the Steelers, who are 2-2. This is my second game of the week. I'm going with the Ravens. I feel like the Steelers. This is the best rivalry in football. No bias. I don't. You can't name me another rivalry that can outshine the Ravens and the Steelers rivalry. You can try, but it won't convince me. There's no team that you could say this is a better rivalry than. So that's why I have to give it my game of the week number 2, and that's why I have to go with the Ravens because
Mm.
Pickett's sucking. I don't believe in the Steelers, but I will feel like it's a defensive game. But I feel like the offense of the Ravens can deal with that defense more than the offense of the Steelers dealing with our defense. Injuries aside, because everyone has injuries in this game, but the Steelers have a quarterback injury. So I'm going to go
Mm-hmm.
with Baltimore. Whether
Mm.
it's just like the Saints for Hawk Life, I'm going to go with Baltimore every time, even if we the underdog. I'm going to go with them. Unless there's an
Mm-hmm.
injury to Lamar Jackson, if I have to get realistic, I will. I will get realistic. But if Lamar Jackson is that quarterback, I'm always gonna go with the Ravens. So that's just letting y'all know. If there's an injury, y'all might see me not go for the Ravens. You might.
Mm-hmm.
Very possibility that I won't not go with my team, but I'm going with Baltimore to beat the Steelers
Mm.
at home.
Mm.
Well, bruh, you're absolutely right. Um, I gotta go with this. You know what I mean? Like
Bro, you said I'm about to fuck you up. Don't you? Who you going with? I'm about to beat your ass. I swear to God. Hey, you know I've been drinking, so don't fucking play with me. I will fuck you up in this bitch. I will fuck you up. Nah, you laughing. It ain't no damn games here on Spotlight Sports. Hawk Life, hold my damn liquor. Here, hold on. Let me grab that shit. Hold my liquor, because I'm about to fuck this man up real quick. And Hawk Life,
you know,
before,
I had,
yeah. Hold on,
you
Hawk Life,
know,
hold on. Take a shot with me, bro. Take a shot. Because I'm
you
done with
know,
Lyric's goddamn bullshit. I'm done with his damn bullshit.
I had to
Cheers.
pull some whole shit. But
Nah, you
nah,
know you
bro.
got to keep doing that bullshit with me.
Nah,
They
no.
think too
I
much. I gotta
mean,
go to work tonight.
I agree.
But
I
it's
mean,
okay. I work to carry down. I don't got nobody over my shoulder. I work by
the
myself.
Ravens and the Steelers definitely is the best rivalry of
Hmm.
NFL. That I do agree with. Uh, but now,
It's
no,
my game of the week, so I can see the Steelers
I'm
beating us, but I don't think they will.
no. They ain't beating us, bro. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't really look at it, we got the most scores when we play each other. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but
pause.
also to keep us in heavy or keep us even minded, there's
Hmm.
a lot to prove from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, of course.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Of course, though,
And they
because they're
are
gonna
at
want to
home.
stop that. They're gonna want to
Hmm.
stop that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that. Y'all can see I'm a little
Hmm.
bit y'all can see I'm a little
Yeah.
bit, but I'm going with my Ravens. I picked this before I got drunk, so don't even say it. My picks are goddamn locked in. But
Well, look.
me and Leary got the Ravens,
Dope.
so Hawk Life, it's on you.
Oh shit. Dope matchup. Dope matchup. I feel like it's not my game of the week, but it's if I had to say an AFC game of the week, it would be one of those because it'll be a very, very we know
Or divisional
defensive
game of the week.
minded,
I can agree with that too,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a very defensive minded and divisional game because we know both of the teams have strong defenses, some of the most legendary defensive players ever to play the game. Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, uh, with
Troy
Baltimore,
Polamalu,
Charles
yeah, James
Palomalu,
Harrison. Shit.
you know, yeah, like the list was crazy. The list was crazy.
Right now it's
I feel
TJ
like
Watt and Roquan Smith.
you know,
They're the
so
best
this a
defensive
classic.
players.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, it's a classic AFC rivalry. It's a classic AFC game. Period in itself. It's gonna be. But I would have to
Yeah.
say I know the Steelers have a quarterback injury. I know Baltimore when they smell
Got a
blood in the
lot of
water, they're gonna
injuries.
be real. Right, they got a lot of
I
injuries
can
too.
go
They
over
got
them if
blood
you
in the
want me
water.
to, but I'm not going to do that. We got
No,
7 to 8 injured starters,
sheesh, sheesh.
but we've been
Yeah, I
winning without
died.
them, though.
Yeah, we've
Sheesh.
been looking good.
Right,
That's how you
they
get
have
shit
been
done.
winning. They have been winning. Um, I'm gonna say I think I went Baltimore last week and they won. I don't think I no. I think I won against y'all. I think last week. Did
No,
I?
you went
No,
against
I
us
think
because you said with the
okay.
Browns Baltimore pack and your ass
Yeah,
got smoked
the
when the
Browns,
Bucks beat
them
the Saints.
motherfuckers. When nigga ain't betting on
In
y'all,
your
y'all
in your
win. But when
defense, though, before you get into your shit, in your defense, Deshaun Watson did not play. I think it would have been a better game. In your defense, um, because they
true,
they they started a rookie quarterback. So
yeah, that shit crazy. That shit
if we
crazy.
would have knew that was at game time. For those who do not know, when the game was right about to start, at the last second they said Deshaun Watson was not playing. So Hawk Life had no recollection of who was going to be the starting quarterbacks because at the time that we made the show, Deshaun Watson
Hmm.
was the starting quarterback. So I'm not gonna beat him up too much. I'm talking my shit, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like you was fucking dead wrong. I would if Deshaun Watson would have played and we beat him, but I can't sit here and be like fuck. Hawk Life was totally wrong because he did not have that information that it was gonna be a last second sub out for
Right,
Deshaun Watson. He has the same
Well,
injury as Derek Carr.
well, guess what? You were still fucking wrong.
right. I was still
Hawk
wrong.
Look,
I was
Lyric.
still
I'm
wrong.
gonna stand on with Hawk Life and be like, you can't beat him up too bad. We can talk our shit, but you can't beat him up too bad
I was
because
still wrong.
I'm
yeah,
playing.
you was,
But I'm
but
gonna tell you that.
To
Did
be
I learn my
honest,
lesson?
would you? Let me
Uh,
ask you this: would you ever went with the? Would you have? Ah, damn, I'm drunk. Would you have went with the Browns, knowing that Deshaun Watson wasn't starting that game though? In
no,
hindsight.
no.
Exactly. So that's why I can't beat you up about that game. But I can beat you up about the Saints and Bucks game because we told you the Bucks. Me and Lyric told you the Bucks was gonna smoke that Saints pack, and they did. They fucked y'all up bad.
That's all right. They
But
got to come to New Orleans, and we gonna fuck them up. They know they're not winning in New Orleans. But I will say this, you know, I feel like if Baltimore come clicking, Baltimore can take this one. Even with the injuries, like they say, they've been playing well up to now with them. Um, every dog has their day, but Baltimore at home, and y'all know how I am. Home teams.
no, Steelers are
So,
at home. Steelers are at home.
oh shit! I think he's trying to put me on the outside of the gate. He trying to make this one tough. But I'm gonna stay fast on my thought and on my process, and I'm gonna say the Baltimore wins this one.
You better, because if you go against the Baltimore Ravens while the Steelers are playing, we gonna have a problem. Nah, but to speak about this game a little bit more in depth, Hawk Life is right, Lyric is right. There's a lot of injuries. So is me. I am right as well. There's a lot of injuries. But the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm this might be a hot take again. I've been doing hot takes all night. The Baltimore Ravens are the best team that deals with injuries. They always they
Mhm.
have a thing where we say next man up in Baltimore. So the next man up, it doesn't matter if we have injuries or not. We still gonna try and win this game because it's next man up. Even with Tyler Huntley, if Lamar Jackson get injured, I don't got no wood, no homo. I don't got no wood to tap on to make sure I don't jinx myself. So, cause we have jinxed ourselves in this show a lot lately. If we all are paying attention, but I'm just gonna knock on some random shit just to make sure because all right. But
Yeah.
they do well with injuries. We just signed Kyle Vanoy and a lot of people are trying to come back, like Marcus Williams and all them. But we're gonna move on to the next game.
Mm.
The Panthers, who are 0-4, versus the Lions, who are 3-1 at home. Detroit Lions versus the Panthers. I went with the Lions. I haven't been backing them up all year. I got a homie that passed away. Rest in peace to him. He's my brother for life, as well as Lyric's brother. And I haven't been going with the Detroit, but they're 3-1, and they proved me wrong. Would I like to go with the Panthers with an upset? No, because the
All right.
Panthers, I knew they was gonna be trash. I told y'all that when we first started this show. So
All right.
I'm going with the Detroit Lions to beat the Panthers. The Panthers will be 0-5 next week.
Uh-huh.
So I
Okay.
went with the Panthers. Not gonna lie.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay.
No upset there.
You said the Panthers versus the
Detroit Lions
I'm
at
going.
home.
I'm
The
going for.
3-1. The Panthers are 0-4.
I'm going for the Lions.
uh, he went for the Lions. Okay. I agree with Lyric in this one. I feel like the Panthers ain't proved shit to me. I put my money on them. They lost. They steady losing. They still ain't got it together just yet. So I'm gonna go with Detroit on this one. I think Detroit is gonna have a little bit too much
So we
in the
all
Panthers.
went with Detroit.
Yeah.
I've been trying to tell you that the Panthers weren't gonna be shit. Bryce Young is too small. Um, and we can get into that hot topic on hot topics all night, like I'm shopping in the mall. But hey, we can get into that hot topic real quick. I just feel like
Uh-huh.
they just not. But the next game is the most intriguing game of it all. The Texans,
Yeah.
my third game of the week. The Texans 2-2 versus the Falcons at home 2-2. And let me get into this game real quick before we give up our shit. The Texans went off last week. The Falcons lost last week. But this game for me, I pulled a Hawk Life, it went
Mm.
down. I believe in both of these teams because I like CJ Stroud. I like Will Anderson. I like what the Texans have as rookies. I do like the Falcons. Even though it let me down, I'm 2-2, just like their record. I always go with the Falcons for some reason. But this one, I could not come up with who I thought would win. It was literally a tie for me, but we all know we have to have a winner. So I went with who got home field advantage. So I went with the Falcons once again. And every week, no one picks the Falcons with me. So I'm curious to hear these other two co-hosts right here. But I went with
let me
the
ask you a
Falcons.
question.
Go
What week is
ahead.
this? What week is this?
Week 4.
Okay, so like I said in the beginning, since week 1, I said week 4 I was going to find interesting. Did I not say that? Did I not say that?
You said that. No, this is week 5. My bad. This is week 5. You said last week was the most interesting. But
yes, it was this week actually, and that's why.
And to your point, last week was very interesting.
Yeah, it was. But I wanted to know who you was going to pick between these two. I figured that you may leave the Atlanta train.
And I really wanted to.
I'm surprised.
I really was. Hold on. Let me defend myself. Let me defend myself, because I know Hawk Life going with the Texans. Hold on. Let me defend myself. I really wanted to, but maybe I'm a Ravens fan to heart, and I know Calais Campbell is with Atlanta now, so I couldn't. Will Anderson is on the defense, and you got Calais Campbell, so I couldn't come up with a pick. That's why it became one of my game of the weeks. Usually, I put my game of the weeks of the teams I can't pick. The teams that I skip over and say I can't pick a winner right now, I'll move on to the next team. Those are my game of the weeks. And that was one of the games that I skipped over and was like, I got to do my homework. I got to skip this game. And let me see how these teams played last week. And to my point that we're going to get into right now, the teams last week that played, like I said, it is the Falcons and the Texans. Okay, so the Falcons had 7 points against the Jags, who had 23, and the Texans had 30 against the Steelers, who had 6. So you asking, wait, the Texans beat the Steelers horribly, but I never thought the Steelers was a good team. So I was in the middle of what should I pick, like, and just the same thing I said against the Broncos that I lost on. I will admit that I lost the Broncos talk because y'all picked the Bears or whatever, or you picked the Bears, Lyric. But I'm like, the Falcons are 2-2. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. Even though the Texans almost beat the Ravens and they had a good game, I just feel like the Falcons is my game because no one's gonna pick them. So I went with the Falcons. I know y'all gonna pick the goddamn Texans. It's okay.
Okay, all right, cool.
I'm keeping the trend alive because every week I pick the Falcons and y'all pick the other team.
Okay. My point is, where I'm going with this is, as long as you know that I'm going to pick the Texans, because
I knew that.
Next week when we come back and you be like, damn, Atlanta lost.
But it's my third game in the week. So let me say this. It's my third game in the week. So whenever I put a game in the week, I can see the other team winning. And I put the Steelers and the Ravens as game in the week. I can see the Steelers winning if they put their game plan to point. If they put their game plan to point.
This week is Atlanta's last time having the Atlanta train.
It might be, but I have to go with them because they got me more wins than the Texans did. Even though they're 2-2, they're both 2-2. But the only reason why I picked the Falcons because they was at home. So I pulled a Hawk Life and was like, I'm going with the home team. I think these teams are evenly matched. Offense and defensively, I feel like they're evenly matched. Even though I think, to be honest, the offense is a little bit better than Atlanta, but the Atlanta defense is a little bit better than the Texans offense. It's evenly matched teams. Right. So I went with Atlanta.
What do you think, Hawk Life?
He's not going with the Falcons.
Atlanta Falcons versus the Houston Texans. Ain't this a shit show? God damn.
Oh, you say this is the worst game of the week?
No, I don't say it's the worst game of the week. It's not my game of the week.
It's my game of the week.
First off, I don't fuck with the Falcons. Yeah, I know that.
And I knew that. So y'all keep every week. Hold on. Y'all be shitting. The Lyric wanted to start this shit. Y'all shitting on the Browns. But every week y'all do not pick the Falcons. And every week I pick the Falcons. So I'm gonna ride with these dirty birds. Fuck that. I'm gonna ride with these dirty birds. And it might be the liquor talking, but at the same time, if y'all better hope I don't win. Cause I'm coming at y'all next week. I'm coming at your fucking necks. Just like that Steelers game that Hawk Life said the Steelers gonna beat the Texans. Yeah, I remember I went with the Texans last week, but I also went with Atlanta and they lost. But I don't give a fuck. Okay, so go ahead. Go ahead, Hawk Life. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Nah,
Go ahead.
all I said was the Texans gonna win. I'm not never going for the Dirty Birds. I don't give a fizz up.
And y'all gonna have to eat that motherfucking shit. Just like if they lose, I might have to eat that shit. It's okay. I'm gonna stand on my shit. And guess what I'm standing on? I'm standing on the caca Falcons. We're gonna throw eggs at your ass this week. We're gonna throw eggs at your ass this week. Okay. This next game, I feel like we all gonna go for the same team, but I'm gonna get it over with. The Giants are 1-3 against the Dolphins at home at 3-1. We all were wrong about the Dolphins last week, 3-1. They lost to the Bills, but I went with the Dolphins because I feel like the Giants is shit water. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, the Giants ain't shit. I'm sorry. I went with the Dolphins. I feel like the Dolphins bounced back this week. I feel like last week when they played the Bills. Yeah, they played the Bills. They lost against the Bills. The Bills are a tough team. Do not get me wrong. I feel like they slept on the Bills. That's why they lost, but it was still a close game. So I went with the Dolphins. I feel like the Dolphins. Well, it wasn't a close game. Let me go back to my goddamn handy dandy the motherfucking notebook real quick. Handy dandy notebook. So the Dolphins was 20 points. The Bills was 48, so they kind of got stomped out, but I feel like they underestimated the Dolphins, and I feel like the Dolphins come back and beat the shit out of the Giants. So I went with the Dolphins. They at home. Lyric went with the Dolphins, so it's on Hawk Life now.
You know I'm going with the Dolphins. I still feel like they're having a special season. I'm glad they took an L early. I don't like teams be undefeated.
It brings them to realization. It brings them to know that they can take a loss. Yeah, right. I agree with you.
That type of potential, because I hate when people they get them losses later in the season and they be undefeated so long.
I would like to let the fans know real quick that all of us agreed on the Dolphins every week. Every week we go for the Dolphins together, and that's not the difference this week. But this next game, I hate to say it. It hurt my heart to pick this team. The Bengals are 1-3 against the Cardinals at home at 1-3. And I went with the Bengals because I feel like the Bengals, Joe Burrow is injured, but the Cardinals got a backup quarterback. So if they can bench Joe Burrow, they still have a chance against the Cardinals.
I'm going for the Cardinals.
I had to go with the Bengals, bro. I had to be realistic.
Okay. Yeah.
Not saying the Cardinals don't have a chance. It was damn near my game of the week. It was damn near. It is my worst game of the week, though. No, it's not. My bad. It's not my worst game of the week.
What? Joe Burrow injured what? His leg, right?
Yeah, but the Cardinals don't have Kyler Murray.
Okay.
Well, so actually, hold on. Let me pause myself. Hold on.
What Joe Burrow
if Kyler Murray wants to come back, hold on. I'm giving you a little bit of insight, so you might want to change your pick, but you might not. Kyle Murray can return this week. He was on the PUP list for 4 weeks. It's the 5th week, so he could come back in the Cardinals game. But I went with the Bengals. I'm not changing my pick.
Exactly, bro. He's going to come back. The Cardinals. This is something that the fans would love to see. Is him coming back, especially on this game? Yeah, he's gonna be back.
I can agree with that, but I feel like they still lose. The Cardinals was it through
bro
with an injury.
2 hours ago, the Cardinals signed Joey Blount, bro, to their 53-man roster.
A lick. He'll play like 20% of the plays. He's not a difference maker to me. I might be wrong. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on you. I'm not saying like you completely wrong. It was almost my game of the week because y'all know I like picking one of my game of the weeks as the two teams that need a win, and I feel like the Bengals need a win. This might be my worst game of the week. As matter of fact, it's still not. It's not my worst game of the week. I'll tell you why later on when I get to the worst game of the week. But actually, it should be. It should be my worst game of the week.
Yeah, it is, bro. To be
Because the other game that's my worst game of the week is the Jets and the Broncos. But I'm gonna stick to what I picked before I did this show. So it's not my worst game of the week. But it was definitely thought about before I did this show.
Well, the Bengals, right? Wide receiver T. Higgins. He already said that he won't miss much time if he's suffering from a fucking rib injury.
But Jamar Chase is still there. You still got Joe Mixon. I feel like the Bengals have more offensive weapons than the Cardinals do. Defensive wise, they both have shitty defenses. So I'm going to say the defenses are even, but I'm going to say the Bengals, even with a backup quarterback, have more options than what the Cardinals have. And to be honest, even if off an injury, so you can't give 100%, hey, he's going to be that man.
Right.
So
but at the same time,
I went with the Bengals.
Same time, man. Sometimes you can't, like, it's actions, bro. It's what you know on the field and shit.
And what I know is if Joe Burrow plays against Kyler Murray, they're both injured. Joe Burrow is the better quarterback, even with injuries. So they're both on the same.
We're gonna
it should have been my game of the week. It should have been my game of the week, but it lost out to the next game. I'm not gonna lie, it lost out to the next game. All right, Hawk Life. Bengals 1-3, Cardinals 1-3. The Cardinals are at home. We split the decision. Who are you going with? You got to side with one of us here.
This is my call of the week. I mean, my game of the week, my third game of the week.
I'm glad you had it.
Super fire game. I feel like this week gonna be interesting. It can go either way, and I'm excited to see how it transpires. I give this one to the Cardinals because I do believe Kyler Murray coming back this week. I feel like the Bengals gonna have a good game too. That's why I made it my game of the week. Jamar Chase, like I said, I always feel like the Bengals and Burrow and Chase are gonna do what they gotta do. But if you talking a healthy Murray against a bruised Burrow, that gives Arizona the edge to me. So I feel like Arizona this week.
And they are at home, so I understand your pick at home. But who's not to say he's coming back too early?
That's true.
And I told y'all I hate to go with the Bengals. So I'm not even going to argue with y'all going with the Cardinals, but just know I stand alone. I stand alone. All right. So like I said, that last game was not weak. It was a runner-up. It was my number one runner-up to my 5 games, but this next game is my game of the week. Eagles 4-0 against the Rams 2-2. I feel like the Rams is the biggest test the Eagles seen so far. Game. So I got the Eagles beating the Rams at home. It's not an upset because no one has more wins than the other. I didn't go with no upsets this week. Spoiler alert. But y'all have won with upsets, and I agree with some of them because some of them are my game of the weeks with the Pats and the Saints, and Lyric went with the Pats. But I feel like nobody's giving an upset this week. I went with the Eagles for one reason. The offenses, they both have offensive weapons, even though Cooper Kupp is out. So that played into it. but I feel like the
Mhm.
defensively wise, Eagles got a better defense. So I just feel like an all around better team was the Eagles. So I went with the Eagles to beat the Rams. It is my fourth game of the week.
Eagles to beat the Rams. It's a good. I like that.
Yes, sir.
I like that.
They're 4-0. They
The
haven't proved
Eagles.
me wrong yet.
The Eagles definitely gonna beat the Rams. Um, yeah, man. They don't have a chance in hell.
I don't
Eagles.
think that now. I think the Rams have a chance. They're the
Think the
best team
Rams
that
have a chance.
The Eagles faced so far this year. Can we agree that this is the best team they faced so far this year? Can we agree
Hmm.
on that before I get to my point? And that's why I
Yes.
have it as game of the week. I feel like the Rams could pull off an upset, but at the same time, a team that hasn't lost this year and hasn't proved me wrong. Did they have close games that I feel like weren't supposed to be close games? Yes. Last week they had a close game that I feel like shouldn't have been close. I feel like they should have really beat the hell out of let me make sure I got it right. They
Well,
should
this
have
is where
beat
I
the
think that you're
Commanders.
wrong. I think that the Rams going to beat the Eagles this week.
Oh, Lyric going with these upsets this week. I respect it.
Uh oh.
So me and Hawk Life got the Eagles, and you got the Rams.
Mm.
And honestly, it's my game of the week, so I cannot say that you're wrong. I cannot say that you're wrong. Um, I feel like missing Cooper Cup though is gonna hold that offense back. So I could say where like I feel like you are wrong, but also at the same time, like I said, my game of the weeks, it's the throw up game for me. I feel like either team can win. So even in the Ravens and Pittsburgh game, I feel like Pittsburgh can still win if they execute. And this is one of those games that I feel like Eagles have a better chance to execute in their game plan than the Rams. But I can't sit here and say that, yo, Lyric, you fucking wrong. I can't say that because it's my game of the week. So I can see where you feel like the Rams will win. But the thing I gotta say about this game is the Rams is a strict, we gonna play the game the way it's meant to be played. The Eagles take chances. So that's where I see where the Rams can win because when you taking chances, things can go wrong. Things can go wrong.
Mm.
But I feel like the Eagles with Devontae Smith, they can make things go right. So we gonna see about this game.
They can.
Um,
They, they
my
can.
shit. So my worst game of the week is next. The Jets,
Oh shit.
who are 1-3,
Uh-huh.
versus the
Mhm.
Broncos, who are 1-3. And the reason why I picked the Jets to win this game is because of defense. I feel like the Jets beat the Broncos because they have a problem dealing with the high powered defense. So I feel like the Jets are going to beat, even though, yes, Zach Williams, a backup quarterback, technically, because Aaron Rodgers is out. And
Mhm.
it's the same thing. Even though the Broncos proved me wrong last week when I went with the Bears, I feel like they
Mhm.
proved me wrong less than they proved me right. I went
Mm.
with the Broncos early in the season a lot of times, and they proved me wrong. So I went with the Jets. They got to give me one more game where they prove me wrong, but I don't feel like they will beat the Jets. So I went with the Jets over the Broncos at home for this game.
Mm. I like that. I actually feel like that would be my game of the week number 4. I feel like this game could go either way. If the Broncos get it together, they can take it. You know what I'm saying? If the Jets get it together, they can take it. I feel like it's definitely gonna be a defensive game, defensive shoot. But I also see Russell Wilson having a better game than he's been having of late. I feel like Sean Payton gonna get it together offensively, and they're gonna make it work. And I said that last week and they still lost, but I still feel like um, they're gonna put the pieces together. Eventually they got to it, and I feel like this might just be it. And that just might be me beating the dead horse. And I don't like Denver because you don't like, I don't like what the fuck he did. But I give Denver the W this week.
Because they're at home, or because you think
Yep,
they're a better team?
because they're at home, and I think they're a better team. I think they'll have the better go at it this week.
All right. Well, before I talk my shit, I'm gonna let Lyric say who you got. The Jets away, the Broncos at home. They both have the same record of 1-3. Who are you going with?
The Jets.
Okay, so I can't talk my shit too much, but
Nah,
the Jets have a way better defense.
yeah,
Russell Wilson is a better quarterback than Zach Wilson. I will give you that.
yeah.
But who is Russell Wilson throwing to when Zach Wilson has Wilson? And they also have
That's true.
Dalvin Cook. So I just kind of went with the Jets off of like defense. I went with my defensive picks because y'all know I love defense more than I love offense. I'm sorry to say it. I don't mind if it's 3-10, 3-7 games. I love defense. I'd rather watch a
Right.
defensive game than an offensive game. That's just me personally, and I know I'm the anomaly. I know I'm the weird motherfucker because everyone wants
I'm
to
the
see high.
offense person.
Yeah, I know one motherfuckers want to see offensive. They want to see high scoring games, and with this Jets and Broncos game, it's not going to be like the Broncos and the Bears last week. It's going to be a defensive showout. It's either going to be the Jets blow them out or the Jets win by 7. That's what I see.
Mm.
I could be wrong because you know what I mean. Fuck it, I could be wrong, but I went with the Jets. I'm not gonna lie. This next game, and y'all might be surprised with this next game because the Chiefs are 3-1, going to the Vikings at home at 1-3, and I have been telling y'all about these Vikings all year long. But I feel like they fall into the category of the Broncos. They haven't proved me right. So I had to go with the Chiefs. I'm sorry, bro. I know Hawk Life is on my homeboy, and I know you hate the Chiefs, but I went with the Chiefs because the Vikings have been letting me down week after week. So I went with the Chiefs. I feel like the Chiefs, like, don't get me wrong, is Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson's a better matchup than Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce? Yes, it
Man, you can
is.
just go ahead and save your breath right there, bro, because I'm going for the Vikings.
That's okay. But the Vikings and the Bengals have the same defense to me.
I just
But the
don't like
Vikings,
Mahomes. I
I will
don't
tell you,
like
I
fucking
know that.
Mahomes.
But I'm
That's
about to
all.
give
That's
you,
all.
I'm about to pull a you, and I'm about to tell you how the Vikings win this game. TJ Hawkinson. If that tight end can play a good game, the Vikings will beat the Chiefs. But do I feel like TJ Hawkinson is going to have a better game than what Joe Burrow and Travis Kelsey's going to have? No. So that's why I went with the Chiefs. I don't feel like that's. I feel like this game is down to the tight end. What the tight end can do. And I feel like Travis Kelsey's going to do more than TJ Hawkinson. I'm sorry. I hate that I had to go. I went with the Bengals, and then I went with the Chiefs. And we all know the Ravens and Chiefs don't like each other, but I had to because the Vikings let me down. And also, their main strength is going to be tight end this week. And the defenses, it's
Mhm.
going to be the best high-scoring game this week. I'm going to tell you, these teams are going to have a shootout. They're going to have a shootout, in my opinion. But I have to go with the Chiefs. I'm sorry. Lyric went with the Vikings. I went with the Chiefs. So now it's down to Hawk Life to play devil's advocate. He got to choose a side. Who you got, Hawk Life?
Some on my neck. Hold on.
He got the
Um,
Chiefs. He's going with his
I know
homie.
he got the Chiefs because he's a homie, but let him say it. Damn it.
this is my final game of the week, I believe. I think it's gonna be a fight. I'm a big
Final
Justin
game of the
Jefferson
week.
fan. Yeah, I know it's gonna be a
My next game is
Justin
the final
Jefferson.
game of the week. But go ahead.
And you know why? Because you know why? Because I like Justin Jefferson. He used to play for LSU. Um, you
Exactly.
know,
Yes.
they got a few weapons. They got a few weapons over there in Minnesota. If they put it together, they've been having a rough go at it, but I still feel like it's gonna still be a good defensive game, and it could potentially be a good offensive game as well. It could come out to be a shootout, depending on how the game flows.
It's
Um,
gonna be a
you know,
shootout.
I'm on my homeboy, and you know they're at home.
No,
Chiefs
they're
one of
not
the
at
teams is
home.
there,
The
but they
Vikings
on the
are at
road.
home.
Pause.
Yep.
It don't matter. The Chiefs win good it doesn't matter. The Chiefs play good on the road. They play good at home. I don't know what their shit been like this season on the road. I know they've been having a tough go at it at the beginning. But they
The
found it
Chiefs
all. They
are
put it
three
together.
and one. The Chiefs are 3-1. The
Yeah,
Vikings are 1-3. So they're exact opposite in the
yeah,
win and loss column.
yeah. I feel like the Chiefs in their stride now. I told you Mahomes will figure it out. I told you we'll get in his stride. Um, And yeah, I'm gonna just continue with the Chiefs on this one. Do I think they win back to back chips? No, but the Chiefs will gonna win this one tonight.
But I am gonna be a devil's advocate and tell y'all that the Chiefs are over fucking rated. I can name 5 teams that are better than the Chiefs right now. Oh, you want to test me? Go ahead, tell me. Tell me you want to test
Hey,
me.
hey,
Because it is the Ravens, it is the Eagles, it is the 49ers, it is the Cowboys, and I know a lot of people gonna feel
Dolphins.
not even the Dolphins. I would pick the
Yeah,
Lions
I
over the
was,
Dolphins. I would
but
pick the Lions over the Dolphins.
I would still say both of them to be real. That's why I said 8.
They're not a top 5 team, but I went with the Chiefs. I'm not gonna lie to
That's
you.
why I know, but that's why I said 8. You know what I mean? Like, just give 2 more reasons why.
All right, right.
All right.
But yeah, like I was saying, uh,
Yeah,
Chiefs.
sorry
You
to cut
know, I'm
you
going
off.
with the
Man.
Chiefs. You know, I'm going with the Chiefs. I like what they doing. And like I said, Mahomes just been in that pocket. And I know he gonna be in that pocket tonight. And yeah, I mean for that game. So yeah, I gave it to the Chiefs. But I expect a good game from Minnesota as well.
I could put the Chiefs in the same conversation as the Bengals, but the where is different is Joe Burrow has the injury instead of Patrick Mahomes. And I feel like since he's got Chris Jones back, since he's got Travis Kelsey back, does he have the wide receivers that he once had? No. And honestly, the reason why I kind of like the Chiefs a little bit more this season is because he reminds me of Lamar Jackson when he didn't have all the receivers. Because all he has is a tight end.
Oh no, don't say that. No, 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 no. I
Yes,
just
and
feel
I'll
like
prove you wrong. Hold on, bro.
oh
I'll prove
no,
you wrong
oh
right
no,
now.
no,
I'll
no,
prove you
no,
wrong.
oh
Let me
no.
finish my mind. Let me finish my track, my mind and thought real quick. Because of Mark Andrews. Before we got Odell Beckham, before we got Nelson Aguilar, before we got Zay Flowers, the Chiefs is what the Ravens was a year ago. Because all we
Right,
had was Mark Andrews. And this
right,
year, all that Patrick Mahomes has is Travis Kelsey.
right. And
That's
that's what
all
he
he has.
gets. And that's what he gets for talking on that fucking shit. That's what
And
also
yes, I agree with that because they did have
what I
Juju
see
Smith
it,
Schuster, but they don't have
it's
him no more.
karma.
He went to
It's
Patriots.
it's
That's why I
karma.
say he reminds
It's
me of
karma
the
for
Ravens.
everybody doubting. It's karma for everybody doubting Lamar. You know what I mean? When whenever damn old dude with like big trust, like yeah, you gotta trust in your quarterback. You know what I mean? Like
Mark
sometimes
Ingram.
things gonna, yeah, you know what I mean? Mark Ingram, which you know that's my nigga. But of course, something's gonna happen the way it's gonna happen. But at the same time, though, I see that Mahomes though. I like look. I hate him because of the simple reason, personally, for us to do, like, I respect the Hispanic culture. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? Shit. You know, like, but the fact
Yeah, I know
is
what you
that,
about to say. I know what you about to
yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But we ain't
But
gonna bring
it's
that up. Yeah.
okay. But, I cannot respect him as a person. But as a game and what he does, I respect that. And
Well,
as
let me
far as
ask
looking
you
at
this.
that,
Let me ask
as
you and Hawk Life this. This is the only
as far as
question I
looking
want to
at
know.
that, And as far
Is
as
he
them
in the
trying to
same
intertwine,
position? Hold on. Is he in the same position as Lamar Jackson a year ago when he had no
no,
wide receivers?
no, no, because some teams gonna go through that, bro. You know what I mean? Like Lamar just went through that. You see what I'm trying to say? Like he had to go through that
Exactly.
as
He's going
well.
through the same
But
thing. He's in the same
well,
position.
right. So I don't really see it as him reminding me of that because everybody went through that. You see what I'm trying to say?
No, no, I'm not saying does he remind you of Lamar Jackson. I'm saying
No,
is
no,
he in
no.
the same position as Lamar Jackson?
I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, everybody's going to be. That's my point taken. But to pick off what you said it and how you said it, I don't agree with. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I don't agree with it. It's because everybody is in that same situation. It's just what
Ooh.
can you build? What can you build with your team? You see what I'm trying to say? What can you do with your team? And at the same time, that's why Ravens always spoke about injuries. We have to take care of these injuries. You know what I mean? Which of course we are one of the most teams to get injuries. But at the same time, I mean, like we're trying to find different ways. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep the players on field, this, that, third, and shit. So everybody's gonna be looking like that. I see that. There's
And
gonna
I
be
can
a
see
moments
Hawk
in
Life because
time.
we just had some breaking news with the battle rap shit. We're not gonna go over it right now. But Hawk Life, I know you was just see. I know you just seen that. I'm not gonna talk about it right now because this is not the show to do that. But I just saw some shit pop. Hey, maybe
Oh,
I'm speaking out
yeah,
of turn
I
because
saw
I'm
it.
a little bit tipsy.
I
But hey,
saw it.
we're
I
not
saw
gonna
it. But
focus on that. But
yeah,
I know we got some shit to talk about.
yeah, facts. Let's go ahead, rap.
Do you
Let's
is Patrick in the same situation as Lamar Jackson? Tight end as his top receiver. Do you feel like no, he's not? What is your opinion on that take?
Say it again.
Do you feel like Lamar Jackson, when he only had Mark Andrews as his top receiver last year, that was his number one guy. Now,
Uh-huh.
seeing that Kansas City, the Chiefs only have Travis Kelce as their top receiver right now, or do you feel like that the other wide receivers are better, or whatever you feel like? Do you feel like that Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes is in the same boat as Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews last year? Do you feel like that's the only person he has is the tight end, or do you feel like his wide receivers can bring him some type of productivity? Do you feel like you know what I mean? Because before we got Lamar Jackson, before we got Zay Flowers and Nelson Aguilar, Mark Andrews was our top guy. Do you feel like Patrick Mahomes is sitting in the same seat as Lamar Jackson with Travis Kelce being his top guy this year?
Possibly.
Possibly.
See, because from a different perspective, everyone can viewpoint their team in a different perspective, bro. So in his terms, you would have
Yeah.
to talk on his term on his team. So everybody goes through that. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
don't see it. I get what you're saying, but I don't
Let me
see it
tell you.
because
Let me tell you
it's a
why I
it's
see.
a, it's it's a narrative. It's a
Chiefs
narrative
have
thing.
a worse defense. The Chiefs have
Yeah, they
no
do.
fucking wide receivers. The Chiefs
Nah,
have Pachenko as their top running back. I feel like they're
top
in the same
right.
boat we was.
Yeah, but I mean, like, yeah, I mean, and of course we could see it that way. You see what I'm saying? But like, okay, that's just like some
Oh, so
people
you are
believing.
saying you can see where I'm coming from.
I've been said that, but at the same time, what I said was because I still stood on my reason, which is that no, it's not because everybody in their career is going to go through a time moment like that. It's basically what I'm saying. So I do
I
see
don't
where
think
you're
so.
coming
I don't think
from.
there's a lot of teams that's going to be like my top receiver is my tight end.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I disagree. But that's why we have this show. I disagree. But
yeah,
we're not going to get stuck on the Chiefs and the
yeah,
Vikings
yeah, yeah,
game.
yeah, yeah. Facts.
We're
Let's
gonna
move
move
on.
on
Yeah.
to the next game. Well, I'm about to wow. This whole panel is gonna lose their shit because the Cowboys are 3-1 and the 49ers are at home 4-0. And a lot of people know I've been going with these Cowboys every week since we started this.
Hey,
But I'm about
hey,
to wow the whole
who did I
panel
win
when I
for? I went
say,
for the
hold
Texans,
on,
right?
hold on, hold on. Well, I'm about to wow this whole panel when I say I'm going with the 49ers to beat the Cowboys. This is the first time I go against the Cowboys because of defense.
Mm.
So now, Lyric,
Well,
you can
now,
say what you want to say. I want to make sure everyone
I
knows
I went for the
I'm going with
Texans,
the
right?
49ers.
I would for the Texans, right?
I don't know. You would have to tell me.
Yeah,
The
yeah. I would for the
Texans
Texans.
game was the
So
Texans
that
and the
means that.
Falcons. Yes, you went with the Falcons.
So
You went with the Texans. I
so that
said
means that the
Falcons.
that means that the Cowboys gonna lose.
No, hey, let me tell you something before you make your pick.
So I'm
Last
going for the
week, no,
49ers.
no, no, no. Wait a second, bro. Don't make your pick until I tell you this. Last week, the Texans won and the Cowboys won. So your defense of one team's gonna lose and one team's gonna win is flawed. It is wrong.
Okay,
But
all right. We'll
I'm
see.
gonna let you still go with your.
Some
I'm gonna let you go with your pick.
sometimes it's like that. You gonna see. Sometimes it's like
Yes,
that, but you gonna
I
see.
understand that. I understand
It's
that.
gonna hit hard in the middle. Watch the middle of the season and the end of the season. You gonna see it. Go ahead.
No, I already picked my team, 49ers. I go with the 49ers
Yeah, I'm going
because
for 49ers.
they're 4-0. They're at
Can I-
home. And they
Yeah, 49ers. 49ers.
Can I get another game of the week? Shit.
I thought he about to say refill. I thought he was gonna start
This
singing.
is
I'm
my
like,
this is
God
my
damn.
last game of the week. And no, you cannot get another game of the week, you piece of shit. This is my game of the week. Nah, but you
Well, it
can.
should have been game of the week. Well,
Yeah, it's
if
my
I
game of the
can,
week.
I'm
Hey,
gonna
to
add
be
it.
honest,
This gonna be my bonus game of the week.
hell no, because then we got to add a bonus game of the week every week. I got you covered this week. Yeah, a lot of the games that you said was game of the week, I didn't pick, but I thought they were going to be. So that's the only reason why I say, let me have this one. This is my last game of the week, Cowboys and 49ers. Because you covered me
Okay.
this week with a lot of the game of the weeks. You covered me. You said, no, bro, this is going to be the game of the week. And those are the games that I was thinking of was going to be game of the week.
Yeah.
So I respect that. But we covered it. This is a game of the week on this sports spotlight. Whether it's me or Hawk Life holding it down, it's a game of the week. I forgot to tell y'all, and in just in case you don't believe me, look at that right there. The stars next to the games is my game of the weeks. It says Cowboys, 49ers, and there's a star. So y'all can't say like, no, he's just saying this game of the week. No, I forgot this is one of my games. This is my last game of the week, and there's only one game left. So we covered each other. I feel like we got game of the weeks properly right between me and you. Even though me and Hawk Life are the only ones that do game of the week on this platform.
Yeah, I kept. Yeah. I'd rather for y'all to do it because, of course, it is y'all platform. So I will
So
participate.
every week
Yeah,
there's
with the
10
thing,
games a
that's y'all
week
thing.
between us, but we agree on most of them. And this week we didn't agree on a lot of them, but I feel like between me and Hawk Life, we still the games that I thought was game of the week that didn't make it for me, Hawk Life chose, and vice versa. The games of the week that I chose was games that Hawk Life thought could have been potentially game of the week. That's why I said no, respectfully, no, you can't get a bonus because I already got you. I already got your back. This is a
Right,
spotlight,
and I really feel like it should be a game of the week.
and it is. It is for me.
This
Yes.
this gonna be a dope game. These two teams that I like, I've been dieharding with the Cowboys this year, and I've been saying they've been having a special season. The 49ers, that's my daddy team, and I know how he is about them. Both of them been having a good year. I believe the Cowboys are at home this week. And
No, the
how I am
49ers
with-
are at home.
Oh shit. Hold on.
4-0
about to say,
49ers at home. I went with the 49ers.
The 49ers 4-0, and the Cowboys 3-1, right? It's
Correct.
It's gonna be a really, really good match. A really, really good. This one I'm looking forward to. But I knew it was on the schedule. I know it was a game I was forgetting about. But I knew this one I'm really looking forward to though. But if I had to call it, the undefeated teams taking them upsets like crazy this year. And this may be the only time I go against the home team because I've been riding her with them. The Dallas.
Damn, how come
I'm
you
gonna
gonna
go
go
Dallas
against
this
your
week.
daddy?
I'm going Dallas this week. My daddy gonna have to be pissed off. I'm going toward Dallas this week. He'll
Well,
be
I ain't gonna
all
lie. I ain't gonna lie. I know Lyric got my back because he hate the Cowboys. So I know he gonna pick with me. But hey, it's my game of the week, so that's telling y'all that I can see where the Cowboys win, but I can also see where the 49ers win. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that like you're wrong, Hawk Life. I'm not gonna say that.
Mhm.
It's the first time I go against the Cowboys, all because that 49ers defense. And they don't have Travis Diggs. They don't have Diggs no more. I'm a little bit tipsy, so excuse me for not getting the name right. They don't have Trayvon Diggs no more. So with
Okay.
that being said, I feel like the 49ers got that better offense. Joey Bosa, they got good cornerbacks. They got a good 7-man front. Not saying that they're great, but not TJ. My bad. Like I said, I'm a little bit lit. Joey Bosa is in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. And just the same thing with Micah Parsons on the Cowboys. So I feel like this is going to be a defensive battle. It might be a boring game to some, but this is my number one game of the week. 49ers and Cowboys. It's going to be a defensive show. Who can get the stops? Who can get the turnovers? Who can stop the offense from doing what they want to do? And I'm going to love this game. I'm going to watch this game. It's a late night game, so I don't have to watch them over the Ravens because we know all the teams that play in at 1 o'clock, I'm going to watch the Ravens. Same with you. Saints play at 1 o'clock. I don't expect you not to watch the Saints. And if Hawk Life, if you feel like you can't watch the game, let me know because I have the links to where you can get the game.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I have the free links.
Okay.
Have the free links to where you can watch the game. If you can't, cause I know last week you said you weren't able to watch the Saints game. I got the links. If you can't watch the Saints game, let me know. I'll send it to you. Point blank, period.
Lyric.
Yeah. No. That's thanks to Chifa because I found that app before anybody. I sent it to everybody. I was like, yo. Yeah, because I found it. I'm the one who told you about the link.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
Fucking almost 10 years ago. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, I found that link a long time ago, and I was like, bruh, you can just use this
Yeah. You're right.
to watch the games for free. But we're not going to put it on this platform unless we're going to talk to Hawk Life and see if we can tell y'all where you can watch the games for free. But
I wouldn't because then it wouldn't.
Nah, I wouldn't either. But I mean, it is a platform. Yeah. I'm not going to tell them that you can't. Yeah, because if you give too many people the links, they're going to shut that shit down. But it's been going strong for years and years. But I went with the 49ers. Right. Lyric, who'd you go with? The 49ers?
Yeah, 49ers.
And Hawk Life, you said you went with the Cowboys. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. So this next game is our last game. And then we're going to go into talking about more about sports. Don't get me wrong. The Packers, who are 2-2, versus the Raiders, who are 1-3. And don't say nothing, Lyric, because I'm with you this week. I went with the Packers. The Raiders let me down. I feel like Jimmy Garoppolo and Devontae Adams and the things I thought that the Raiders were going to do. I have to join that train just this week. I'm gonna say I got love for the Packers, Jordan Love and the Packers. I'm gonna go with the Packers because I've watched them. They're 2-2, and the Raiders are 1-3. The Raiders are at home, but I have to see what my brother has been telling me all season long about these Packers, and also I just can't. I feel like it's the same situation last week with the Broncos where I said, even though I lost against the Broncos and Bears game, I feel like the Raiders have let me down too much, and I haven't gave the Packers a chance to get me a win this season. Yes, I'm 40 wins. Yeah. Hawk Life's 38 wins. Lyrics is 33 wins. But I feel like I have to go with these Packers this week because the Raiders let me down. I never picked the Packers. So even though they're 2-2, they never let me down because I never gave them the chance. So I'm going to give the Packers a chance this week. I go with the Packers.
You already know I'm packing on that Raiders, bro.
Uh-oh.
Well, honestly, before we get to Hawk Life, I feel like this was going to be, if you had to pick a game in the week, I felt like this would be a game in the week because you love the Raiders and you also love the Packers. The Raiders is your second favorite team, which you said on the show before. And the Packers, is one of your teams that you believe in. I didn't say you like them. I just feel like the Packers is one, you went with the Packers all year long. So I feel like the Packers is one of the teams you
Yeah,
believe in,
yeah, that's
and
the
the
reason
Raiders is
why
one of your
behind.
favorites. So I was really curious to see what team you go with. You went with the Packers, but I'm saying I was really curious to see like bro's probably going to be a little bit flustered on what team to pick because he likes the Raiders because of their defense and their mentality of the Oakland Raiders. But he also this year he's been picking the Green Bay Packers. So I just want to point that out. I'm surprised you went with the Packers because of how much you actually love the Ravens as a favoritism team.
Mm.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
Hawk Life, who you got between the Packers and the Raiders? Me and Lyric went with the Packers. Are you
So,
going with an upset with the Raiders at
so
home?
I'm assuming the Raiders playing at home, Packers playing on the road.
You are
Um,
assuming correctly.
there's gonna be another good game. Two classic teams, two Hall of Fame franchises.
Definitely.
You know, um, but I'm gonna have to play devil advocate with this. A lot of people don't know I'm slick side of Oakland fan. I've been an Oakland fan for years, for years.
The
Um,
dark hole.
and I know they rough patches, and, but they've been looking solid this year. The Packers been good without Aaron Rodgers. I think it's gonna be one of their real tests this year to see
I
what they really
disagree with
are
you.
capable of.
Just to let you know, they're 1-3, so they haven't been looking good this year. The Packers are 2-2, but they both haven't been looking good this year. I'm just pointing that out.
Mm. Yeah, they both haven't been looking that good, but it's gonna be a tough test for Green Bay, um, defensive wise. And I feel like if Oakland put it together, they can pull it out. I'm going for Oakland in this one.
And honestly, I can't hate you for that. I feel like this is one of my game of the weeks that didn't make the top 5 game of the weeks. Um, so I can't say that you going with this upset because it is an upset. We're in the point of the season where wins mean something. They're 2-2, they're 1-3, so it's an upset with Oakland. And I can't say that you're wrong with your pick. I cannot say that. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, you're fucking wrong. Now, Lyric can say that if you feel like you're wrong about the Green Bay Packers, but I'm going to sit here now and say, Hawk Life, I can't say that you're wrong because Oakland, even though that I don't think they have the defense that everyone says they have because they're known for their defense and being a tough physical team, doesn't mean that they have that this year. I think Jimmy Garoppolo is better than Jordan Love, but I think the difference maker is Green Bay has a way better defense than the Oakland Raiders. So I think this is going to be a defensive game. I think that it's going to be a low scoring game. If I had to put points on it, 17-14, Green Bay wins 17-14. If I had to put points on it, so it's going to be a low scoring game. And
Well,
it
let me
could be
ask y'all
either
this.
way.
Well, let me
Yeah, go
ask
ahead.
y'all this because I just seen this. So let me ask y'all this. Um, Carolina looking for a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Ocho Cinco responded. We all know who Chad Ocho Cinco is. Do you think he can still hang? And do you think the Carolina will pick him up?
I'm gonna play devil's advocate because I already know where y'all going with. No, to get to a Super Bowl or get to the playoffs, no. Do I feel like he would have flashes where he has good plays and shows that he can still play? Yes. Do I feel like he's going to be a difference maker for the Carolina Panthers? No. I'm sorry to tell you all this, and I love Ocho Cinco, and bro will tell you that I do like Ocho Cinco, even though he was with the Bengals and the Ravens shit. I do like Chad Ocho Cinco. I used to play in the trailer park with the boys and just being like, I'm Ocho Cinco. Yes. But do I feel like he has it now? To be a regular wide receiver? Yes. To be a difference maker? No. I feel like he's not a difference maker. I feel like he can
I
still play to a certain
I
extent.
agree.
Yes.
That's just like what's his name, Jackson, off the
Deshaun Jackson. Yes.
Deshaun Jackson. That's just like Deshaun Jackson. Although he came from Cowboys, and yeah, like he was lit as hell back then. But he is right. Lamar do need somebody that can be able to catch his balls and pause.
Which
But
is Zay Flower. Zay
yeah,
Flowers
which
is
is
a
which is
beast.
Dave Flowers. Well, yeah, and he is like what I mean. So a lot of younger talent with younger talent, you're gonna make some amazing plays. But sometimes younger talent with older talent, yes, you can still make amazing plays. But at the same time, can you hang? No, he cannot hang. So to answer your
I feel like
question,
he can hang, but he's not
my
going to
answer
be a
is no.
difference maker.
It's
I feel
it's
like
not
Ocho Cinco.
it's
Hold on.
it's
I feel like
it's not gonna
Ocho
be the
Cinco
same.
can hang, but he's
Yeah, he
not
can
going to be a
hang.
difference maker.
It's not
He's
gonna be
going to
the
be a
same.
third or fourth string. He's going to be a third or
Yeah.
fourth on any wide receiver core.
Plus health and age, you know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
so,
What do you
you
think,
know,
Hawk Life? You asked the
Um,
question, but what's your
interesting
opinion?
take. Um, I would disagree, and I want to say why, because I know I'm gonna get somebody gonna be like, but I want to say why I disagree. I do as far as him being a difference maker. When you look at Carolina's wide receiving core, shit, he probably better than anybody that's on it. Now, do I think he's gonna make it Super Bowl?
I'm
No.
gonna cut you off respectfully. Adam Thielen. You cannot say he's better than Adam Thielen. I'm sorry. He
I
came from
mean,
Minnesota. Adam Thielen, no, he is not. He would be a second. If Ocho Cinco came to the Carolina Panthers, he'd be a second string wide receiver. At worst, he'd be a third to fourth string. Ain't no way he's better than Adam Thielen.
my thing is this. I'm not saying that he's the probably be the best out there, but what I'm saying is he'll make that receiving core a little bit better than what it is, a whole lot better than what it is. As far as production wise, do I think he'll take him to the Super Bowl? No. Do I think he'll get him in the playoffs? Probably not. Is he gonna say this season? Probably not. But I mean, they basically in the rebuilding stage. Like I said, Carolina got some work to do. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's not working with the people you got. Even though, like you said, dude is good, it's not working with those people. I mean, bringing
Because
new
of
faces
Bryce
sometimes.
Young. Bryce Young is a horrible fucking quarterback. I'm sorry. Out of all the rookies, who would you rather have? CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Sam Howell, or fucking Bryce Young? He is the worst rookie quarterback of this fucking draft. I'm sorry.
You
yeah,
surprised he came from Alabama.
I
A
just
lot of
want to say
a
that.
lot of
I just want to
people are
say that
good in college and
last
not
week
good in the
game.
NFL.
I just want to
Exactly.
say that. I just want to say that last week game, Nick Foles actually kicked the field goal, and he's the worst kicker in NFL history, but he did it.
I just want to say to
You know,
stick to Hawk Life point. Ocho Cinco would be he would have productivity, but I don't think he would be where the Panthers are going. Not saying that he wouldn't be successful because Hawk Life was like he's going to be successful. I'm not disagreeing with you, Hawk Life. He will be successful. I feel like he still got some in the tank, but I don't feel like he would push them to more wins than they gonna get this year. I feel like they're gonna be and
You still
hold
got to
me
build
to it.
around him.
I feel like they're
You
a
still got to build
5-win
around him,
team.
and he's a
Carolina's a
liability.
5-win team at their best.
He's a liability as well, and plus too, you got to build around him. So yeah, he's gonna be a second string, and then you still got to find a first. So that'll be a bad pick on
Well, Adam Thielen would
my
be the
opinion.
first string. Ocho Cinco would be second or third.
Second,
I
third.
feel like for him to be the best that he would be,
He might
he would have to
teach him
work out the
something.
spot. He would have to
Yeah,
work out the spot. He would have to be a
yeah.
third string wide receiver for him to be productive. But for the Carolina Panthers, he would have to be put at second. Now Anderson is dope.
But that's
He's
like
good.
no change at all. That's like no change to your fucking
I wouldn't say
offense.
that.
I mean,
But I
as
would
far as
But
say
it
what
give you
it wouldn't change.
guidance in the locker room, and it'll
as
help
far
the
as
other
what
players.
like he could teach them, you know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah,
just
it would
like
benefit
yeah,
them
you know what I
later
mean?
on.
Like but other than that, I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, unless for wisdom and this that whatever, yeah, sure, go for it. But I don't think they should pick him up. Like I wouldn't waste my time and the fucking budget cap and you paying somebody else salaries when you could just get somebody else just
Let
replace
me ask y'all
Wisdom
this.
or whatever.
Let me ask y'all this because me and Lyric have been talking about this behind the scenes, just off of being brothers, and we talked about this. Ocho Cinco to the Carolina Panthers would be the same thing as Colin Kaepernick to the Jets. It wouldn't change much. So, how would you feel to clarify my question? Do you feel like Colin Kaepernick has been reaching out to the Jets, like, let me play? Do you think like Colin Kaepernick could be the difference maker in the New York Jets? And I want to point this question to Hawk Life before anyone else gives their opinion because he gave us the opinion of Ocho Cinco, and I love Ocho Cinco. I don't think he'd be a difference maker. Do you feel like that Colin Kaepernick could be a difference maker off of all the time he's lost? But do you feel like he's better than Zach Wilson and the Jets? Because it's kind of the same conversation, just different positions.
Hold on, I thought that was
Are
kind
you
of
good?
dry as shit.
Are you good? I know you got to think about it because it's the
No,
same
that thought it was
situation.
dry. Nah, that thought that was dry as shit. But look, I got white shit on my mouth. It was a pot of dough. Don't get it twisted. Nah, just an interesting topic.
Okay, but
It's another one I've
overall, I
been
mean,
following.
who
This another this an interesting topic. This is another one I've been following because people been talking about this, and it was like just not gonna pick them up. This and that.
Oh yeah, hold on, hold
Do
on,
I
hold on. Time
feel
out.
like
Who do you have in the Packers and Raiders game? Just so we know, because me and Lyric went with the Packers and you went with the Raiders, right?
I went?
Just so I know.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Not. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just trying to make sure because I rewatch the stream at least twice before I do the
Yeah.
show, so I just want to make sure. All right, all right. So how do you feel about the Colin Kaepernick?
This is interesting take. Would I think he'd be able to help them salvage some of this season? Sure. It could be like an Ocho Cinco situation where they'd be like, well, he ain't got a big impact. You never know. When a person like that been going and got a chip on their shoulder and he been training, he ain't been the best. You know, I know the Rock turned them down for the XFL and shit, so I don't think they're gonna pick him up. But um
I don't think
I
so
think
either.
it'll be. I think my opinion on this would be y'all opinion on the first situation. It wouldn't make a difference. But if he come
I
in
just,
there with a chip on the shoulder, then it would.
I just don't know. Like, look, if okay, this is probably random, but I just thought about this. But if Panthers wanted to win games, if Panthers wanted to win a lot of games, whatever, especially if they haven't like why didn't they pick up Colin Kaepernick? Wouldn't that kind of make better sense for Panthers to pick up Colin
No,
Kaepernick?
no, and I'll tell you why.
Well, I mean, like,
I'll
I
tell you
would
why.
see, I would see them as being the only team to pick up. You know what I'm trying to say? Like
No,
anybody.
because and I see what you're going with because Zach Wilson has been the starter quarterback for the
Right.
Jets. But the reason why I disagree is because when you're giving a rookie the helms, you're giving him the opportunity to make himself. The last thing you want to do is show doubt for Bryce Young. I do not agree. Young is the worst rookie quarterback in my opinion, and I'll live on that. I'll stand on that. I think he's too small to play the game. But the last thing you want to do is use that first round pick and then replace him to put doubt in that young superstar, because whether he is or not a superstar for Carolina, Carolina believes he can be a superstar for them. So you don't want to bring in Colin Kaepernick to show Bryce Young we do not believe in you. That's why I feel like he
Well,
has a
he
he has
can
a
be a
better chance of
superstar if
going to
he
New York.
find growth. He can if he find growth. He can if he find growth. He is a rookie still. I mean, every rookie not gonna have a good season. You know what I'm saying? It's rough to
Facts.
go at it coming in the league and trying to play. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't always have a good first season, so he could be one of them down the line that could be a difference maker. You just never know.
But I
I,
believe that
I,
if
I'm,
they
I'm
if
not.
they got
I'm gonna
Colin
say
Kaepernick,
judgment. I give him a couple of years to say judgment before I say the worst QB in the league. He probably the worst. He probably the worst
I
rookie
didn't
right
say the
now.
worst QB in
But
the league. I said he was the
yeah,
worst rookie in the
yeah, that's
league
what I
this
just said.
year.
That's what I said. You say the worst rookie. I said I was gonna hold my thoughts before I say he can't make it in the league or something like that because he still got time. You did say that as well. And that's what I was really trying to speak on. That I can't say that he not fit for the league right now because he is rookie right now. He got time to grow. I'm gonna see what he do in the next 2 3 years, and if it don't change up by then we can I can say that the league ain't fun. But it's like that. It was like that with Tim Tebow. You know what I'm saying? It was like that with a couple people. Who that was? Andrew Luck was at the prime of his career and left and retired. You know what I'm saying? It's just not for everybody at some points.
Yes.
So I don't know. I would say that he got some work to do. He was good at Alabama, but I mean college is different from the NFL. You gotta
Exactly.
train
It's a
your thought
faster
process.
pace.
Right.
But as far as this year, who's your number one rookie quarterback so far? Is it C.J. Stroud? Is it C.J. Stroud with the Texans? Is it Anthony Richardson with the Colts? Is it Sam Howell with the Commanders? Is it Bryce Young with Carolina? Right? Who's your rookie quarterback of the year as far as right now? And I have one more question after this, but hey, let me know because right now it's not Bryce Young. I feel like it's between Anthony Richardson and CJ Stroud. I have CJ Stroud because he hasn't thrown an interception this year. He's been playing very good. He's put up historical numbers as far as a quarterback in his first four starts. I got CJ Stroud being the best rookie quarterback so far this year. I feel like Anthony Richardson and the Colts could be the rookie MVP of this year. But for as far as right now, I got CJ Stroud being the best rookie. And I know Lyric probably has Anthony Richardson as being the best rookie with the Colts, but I still have to give it to the Texans and CJ Stroud as being the best rookie. So out of,
Um,
out of rookie quarterbacks, who you got?
I would agree with that. He been having a solid game. His completion's been good. He ain't have no interceptions. He playing solid ball for a rookie right now. So I give it to Stroud as well. But still,
All right.
Texas ain't
Lyric,
gonna
who
do
you
shit.
got? Anthony
Or
Richardson,
what?
Colts. Who's the best rookie quarterback? Anthony Richardson with the
Oh
Colts,
man.
CJ
I mean,
Stroud with the Texans, Bryce Young with the Panthers, or Sam Howell with the Commanders. Those are the top four I see right now.
I mean, if anything, I would say Stroud with the Houston. To be real with you, you know what I
Damn,
mean.
you going against your Colts? That surprised me.
Well, yeah, of course, because for some reason Houston's like to pick up very talented quarterbacks, but yet they don't like to do shit with them with they dumbass. So I
Okay, I
mean,
can see that. I can see
you know what I
that.
mean. So like I'm going to support any black quarterback or that goes to Houston before any other team because I feel like that there are some things that like
You just
we're
feel like
not
that Houston doesn't capitalize on
they
the
doesn't
rookie quarterback.
capitalize at all. Houston does not capitalize at all, and
Okay,
I feel
okay,
like
okay.
that all the other quarterbacks they at least have a chance of doing something in their career. But for some reason, if you upper hand up in Houston, you're just not. I mean, look at fucking Deshaun Watson. You know what I mean? Like he was miserable. You see what I'm saying? So imagine how it probably was for other people that was a rookie being in Texans the whole fucking time. So I'm gonna say the worst fucking well, I'm gonna say the best one. Of course, it's gonna be Stroud. For some reason, they pick up very good fucking quarterbacks just to do shit with them. So I'm gonna
Okay.
support. You know what I mean? Like yeah,
Big
Strauss. You know what I
facts.
mean?
Now
Yeah.
I have a couple
But
of
usually I don't really
questions.
pay attention to that. Usually
We're
I don't
not
really
going to
pay
move
attention to
on
that.
from football. We're not moving on from football because this next question has to deal with football. And I want
Okay.
y'all honest opinion. So, Hawk Life, please keep your division out of the question. Um, who do you think benefits from their bye week this week? There's 4 teams that are not playing this week because they have a bye week. Out of those 4 teams that we mentioned earlier, I told you we would get back to this. I want to know, who do you think benefits from these bye weeks? We have the Cleveland Browns. We have the San Diego Chargers. We have the Seattle Seahawks, and we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, out of those 4 teams, let me rephrase: it's the Browns, Chargers, Seahawks, Bucks. Who benefits from getting a bye week at this point in the season?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and answer first and say the Seahawks and Buccaneers. Both of them together definitely is gonna, right, with some of
They're
the
the most
injuries.
beneficial.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're the most beneficial team. So, definitely, you know what I mean? Like this, they could have lost this week. You see what I'm saying? So, a lot of teams could have lost this week, to be real with you. So, like, but
But
definitely,
who's
I
your
just,
number one? Because you got the Seahawks and the Bucks. If you had to pick who was the number one beneficial from getting a bye week, who would you go with? You only can pick one out of the 4. I
probably
will let you know
Bucks.
again: Browns,
Probably,
Chargers, Seahawks,
probably
Bucks.
because, probably because the Bucks because of their situation.
Okay, I can respect that. I choose
Mm.
the different team than the 2 teams you choose, but I'm gonna let Hawk Life. Who do you have benefiting from this bye week? Is it the Browns, Chargers, Seahawks, or Bucks?
Um, I'm not mad at what lyrics say because when injuries are considered in the situation you got to understand that how beneficial it is to have that bye week when injuries are going on. But if you have several, it's not. I would say a big advantage because you got to think about some people injuries might last 3 to 4, 6 weeks. It may help if it's somebody on a injury that's only like a week or 2. Yeah, it could help. It could help on injuries, period. But it's not gonna decrease or increase the amount of time motherfucker gonna be out. You know what I'm saying? It depends on it.
Facts.
Um, as far as with uh the other 2 teams, me personally, when you first said the questions, the Browns came to mind, but it's also who they playing next week. Um, when they come back off their bye week. Who
Exactly.
that would benefit if it's a team that's down 1-3 and he playing a such team, and that's why I said him saying injuries. I'm not even much mad at that answer because it could be a team coming off injuries and they
Wait,
playing a real good
who did
team.
you speak? Hold on, Lyric. I'm having a dull moment. I will apologize to both of my co-hosts. But who did you pick as the number one beneficial guy week for bye week? Lyric.
What? Who did what?
Who did you pick as the number one beneficial team off the bye week? Was it the
I said
Browns, Chargers,
the
Seahawks, or
Bucks.
Bucks? Who's the number one team? Bucks. Okay,
I said
I'm just
yeah.
making sure because I'm a little bit
I s-
lit.
I
I
said
apologize to
Seahawks and the
everybody.
Bucks, and then after that, you was like, yeah, but which one? I was like Bucks because of they situation, like
Okay.
how they
All right.
needed
Now,
them.
Hawk Life, you can pick up where you left off. I'm sorry for cutting you off. I know I've been saying it a lot tonight, but I just kind of forgot where Lyric went. He went with the Bucks. So who did you go with? But keep your train of thought. My bad.
I was saying that Lyric made valid points with the injury situations and stuff like that, and it could be very beneficial to teams with injuries. Um, but like I said, depending on the injury, because I mean, if it's a person that got 2 weeks out or a week out, they'll be out on that bye week and then play the next week after. And then it depends on the opponent as well. There's a lot of factors that go into that. So it's a hard one to call on who is going to benefit. You wouldn't know until game day, until they come back, who will really a benefit. But if I had to choose, I'd probably say the Browns. They had lost this week. They were able to rest. They probably had a few players that was injured as well. And they was able to rest them. They was able to regroup on their game. Do a little film checking and regroup on their gameplay. Um, so yeah, I just feel like it's gonna have them more motivated when they
And
come
I
out after. You know,
and I will my number one team for the bye week out of these four. Um, I have to agree with Hawk Life. This is a team I would have picked because they have the most losses. The Chargers, Seahawks, and the Bucks came off a win. So the Browns coming off a loss, being at 2-2. Um, and I feel like the Chargers, Seahawks, and Bucks, whether it's the Seahawks 2-2 or the Chargers and Bucks having 3-1 or whatever you want to say. Don't quote me right now because I don't feel like being quoted. But the Browns coming off a loss, I feel like the Browns are the most to benefit because when you're coming off a loss, you get to look back on this tape like, hey, let's look at our next team. Let's see what we have to do. Let's watch their game this weekend because if I'm not mistaken, the Browns have a very tough matchup this week. Um, with who they're versing.
you know, I think he froze. Um, like I was saying, man, like he was saying, it's he went with the Cleveland as
The
well. We're
Browns.
gonna
I
try to,
don't know if I froze,
yeah,
but I think I did froze. But
yeah.
like I was saying, like the Browns go against the 49ers in week 6. So they're going to benefit from this the most because it's defense versus defense. It's Deshaun Watson might be out of return like Derek Carr and how I feel like he's going to return this week for the Saints. So I went with the Browns. I agree with Hawk Life. The Browns being the only team out of these four to take a loss before the bye week, they have to be the most beneficial because they get to slow down. They get to, hey, this is our bye week. We have to go against the 49ers and really figure out what we're going to do to upset them. Do I feel like they're going to beat the 49ers? No. Spoiler alert. I feel like they're not going to beat the 49ers, but it could be one of my game of the weeks because, like Hawk Life said, they got to go against a tough team. They have to. But I do see why Lyric went with the Bucks because they get to have this. Hey, we've been winning. We've been doing our thing. We just beat the Saints. We get a bye week, so it's up to the management to look at Tampa Bay as well as the Seahawks and say, even the Chargers, and say, look, I know y'all won last week, but we've been having a tough season. Yeah, it's only one loss for some of our teams. Yeah, it's 2 losses, whatever. But y'all need to step it up. And this is where we're going to step it up. We get to watch this game this week against the team we're facing next week. And we need to point out what we can do to capitalize on the weaknesses of our opponents. So I see why Lyric picked the Bucks. I definitely agree with Hawk Life with the Browns. But I can see why any team, especially the Chargers. The Chargers were my second team because they've been having a rough go to start the year with Justin Herbert. Fantasy wise, Justin Herbert's been letting me do my thing on my fantasy team. I got 6 leagues, and he's the only quarterback I got in one league. So I've been like, yeah, Justin Herbert doing his thing, at least getting me some wins on my fantasy. But other than that, fantasy does not relate to NFL wins and losses. So I feel like
Breaking news.
everybody gets the benefit. Well, breaking news. What's up?
Breaking news. A side note. Active shooter reported at Morgan State campus in Baltimore. Check on your peoples, man. They said 4 people were shot and their conditions remain uncertain. This was about 33 minutes ago, so check on your people.
Man, that's sad. I don't know why people do these school student shits. It's a lot of white people that do this shit, and that's not biased because you see my skin. You see my skin complexion, but I think it's just ridiculous, man. You shoot up school if you want to make a statement in this government patriotic or patriotic fucking. You know what I mean? I know I'm a little bit lit, but I know what I'm talking about. Like, don't go after innocent people if you don't agree with the government, or it just don't make sense to me. Like, go after the companies that you hate on. You don't see people going to shoot up UPS or shoot up Amazon or shoot up, you know what I mean, Walmart, or shoot up people that they really feel like is hurting the country.
Shit.
Yeah, but why go shoot up a school? Like, that's the dirtiest of the dirtiest to me. Like, why go shoot up a school of motherfuckers who was trying to learn how to better their life, learn how to get somewhere in life? The young people that's going to push this community and push this population to a better form for the average man, and you going to go stop? Like, who's not to say that you're not killing off the Albert Einstein of our generation when you go shoot up a school?
You know what? I'm gonna be the first to say this. If y'all look, and I don't know if there's motherfuckers on here that's probably thinking about doing this shit, whatever. If y'all want to go shoot up something, go shoot the fucking police officers that killed a lot of unnecessary black niggas.
Exactly.
Go do that.
Damn.
Go do that. Go bring justice that way. So
Fuck
that
the
case,
police.
like,
Without that badge, you will
but
put your
those
ass.
fucking families,
I'm gonna give y'all a hot
families
take.
that's hurting, those
I'm gonna
families
give
that's
y'all a
hurting and
hot
shit.
take because these pussy motherfuckers, and I know I'm drunk, so you can hold me to it though. This one right here, you can hold me to it. Police, because then they know they gonna shoot back, and the motherfuckers is pussy.
Exactly. It's pussy.
Like, don't get me wrong. If you gonna do some fucked up shit, and you gonna go after a school, or you gonna go after kindergarteners or middle schoolers or high schoolers, like, they scared to do that because they not gonna shoot at the police knowing they gonna shoot back. They pussy.
Exactly. They pussies. So till then, if y'all ain't shooting at no cops, no motherfucking judges, and y'all ain't shooting at no lawyers, niggas, which I know niggas and see niggas that do shit like that. So that's the only reason why I'm saying that shit. That's how you know. That's how you know. We stand on our shit. We real as fuck. If you ain't seen no shit like that, nigga, you ain't built. You ain't standing on shit where I see it. And other than that, if you shooting at where my kids go at, nigga, it's your life, nigga. And it's your family life that coming with you. See what I'm saying? At that point, you
And
know
that's
what
what I don't get. That's what I don't get about school shootings. Why would you, if you got a problem with the parents, if you got a problem with the establishment of the principals and vice principals or the board of education, go after them. Don't go after the youth that has nothing to do with it, because in any street situation, if you a real motherfucker, you would not go after the people that didn't choose a side yet. And that's what a lot of people are missing. Not to go on no street shit, but a lot of people are missing, and I'm gonna stand on the shit. A lot of people are missing that you don't go after mothers. If you're a real gangster, you don't go after somebody's mother. You don't go after somebody younger cousins or younger siblings. You go after the motherfucker you beefing with. But this day and age, motherfuckers be like, okay, I know if I kill his little cousin, he gonna be mad about it and he gonna suffer over it. So I'm gonna kill his little cousin. No, you a pussy for that shit, and I stand on that shit. You a pussy, bro. If you got a problem, like not. Let's just put everything aside. If I got a problem with Hawk Life, I'm gonna go after Hawk Life. I'm not gonna go after his mother. I'm not gonna go after his cousins. I'm not gonna go after his baby niece and nephews. You know what I mean? Like, that's just bullshit. That's pussy. I'm gonna get Hawk Life. You know what I mean? Same thing with Lyric. If I'm gonna go after Lyric, I'm not gonna go after his daughter or sons. I'm not gonna go after his cousins or his siblings. I'm gonna go after Lyric. But this day and age, it's more like I'm gonna go after what's gonna hurt you the most, and that's the thing that hurts my heart and this hood shit, because everyone's getting it mixed up, because everyone's like, oh, hood shit, whatever's gonna cause damage, that's hood shit. No, there's a
No, it's not.
code. There's a
Exactly. It's
fucking
code of the
code.
street. Exactly what
There's
I'm
a
gonna say.
fucking
And
code.
here's sad part
Exactly.
is here's sad part is 99% of the people that I even know, I've been calling them out, and a lot of them still haven't even spoken on the reason about morals, principles, or even respect. They haven't even showed it, or they didn't even step in it. Period. So the way I see a lot of pussy ass niggas in this game. So can't nobody really tell me shit about anything. You know what I mean? So that's why I said if
Exactly.
they ain't busting no shit, no damn cops, if they ain't busting no shit, no damn other shit where it matters the most, or if you ain't trying to overthrow and walk your ass single handedly to the White House, nigga, I ain't plotting your ass, nigga. They ain't call me the murder man for no reason, nigga. I don't plot your ass, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, it's weak shit to
Exactly.
me. Period. It's
I
weak
think it's
shit.
just bullshit. I think it's just bullshit. It's an excuse to do shit that you want to do for stripes, and a
Yeah.
lot of
It's fake
things go
ass
down
hood
to
credit. It's fake
it's
ass hood
it's
credit,
it's
which
people
really
that say
real
it's
ass niggas
people.
already
Hold
know what
on,
it
Lyric.
is.
Hold on. It's people that say they want to be gangsters and they trying to get that hood cred, and they trying to make it easier for them to get those stamps on the hood. When really, if you got beef with somebody, you go after the somebody that you got beef with. You don't go after family members or associates. If you really want to make an impact, you go after the person you fucking got a problem with, because there's civilians in this game that have, there's a lot. If I had $1 for every time somebody died for no reason, we would all be rich. Me, you, and Hawk Life and Lyric, we all have stories where, like, yo, little Tim got shot for no fucking reason. Little Johnny got shot for no reason because he was associated with Big Tony or Big John or whatever the fuck the situation is. And I feel like that it's the easy way out. You going, the people that want to be gangsters so bad, knowing that it's gangster to hold down your family, it's gangster to do things that other people wouldn't do. It's gangster
And
to go hold
let
down
me
a
go ahead and
job
put this
9 to
shit to
5
rest.
for
Let me go ahead and
fucking
put the
10 years to
and let
feed
me
your family. That's what's
and,
gangster. It's not
and
gangster to shoot
hold
up a
on, cuz.
motherfucking place that everybody at,
Hold
and
on, cuz. Let
you
me
know that little fucking Trayvon is over here on the hood, but he not even there, and you shoot up fucking 12 people, and it's not, that's not gangster. It's gangster to hold down your family at first. That's what people gotta
and,
fucking realize. It's gangster to hold
let me
down
go ahead
what
and
you
say this.
feel.
Let me go ahead and say this to go ahead and paint. To go ahead and say this too. I see a lot of motherfuckers be thinking that they real niggas and shit. A lot of y'all niggas ain't real niggas neither. Y'all can't really refer to yourself as real niggas. And this from a real nigga himself. I've asked a lot of niggas, and supposedly quotation marks in the air because y'all can't see me, real niggas, what is the definition of a real nigga? And every just about real, supposedly real nigga that told me wrong answers in my face the whole fucking time. I can say that. If
Well,
your
I would
answer,
like to say this. Look,
if your answer is
when I stand on my G, the way I feel like a real G is to stand on your principles about yourself.
I'm a,
So when I stand on my G, that means I have held up my principles of myself.
yeah.
So when I feel like anybody else, whether it's hood shit or shit I've done or shit I regret, shit that I've done that wasn't necessary when I was younger, I stood on everything I fucking moved on. So
Yeah,
at the end
bro,
of the
but you cut
day,
me off.
you
I'm talking
can't
about
say
something different.
shit to me.
I'm talking about fake ass black niggas that want to be damn niggas and shit,
I'm
and
not
then
even talking
damn
about
well, then
black or white.
I,
This is
I,
for
I know,
the
bro. Okay,
motherfuckers who sitting in the trailer park and saying that they gangster when they not. These are for the motherfuckers that sit back and say, "Yeah, I robbed a spot that I was with
Yeah,
my
I feel you,
girl.
cuz.
And bro, you
Hold
can
on.
know where I'm coming from. You
Yeah,
robbed
I
a
know where you
spot
come
that you
from.
with your girl, and that's not gangster. You with a bitch that you say you rock with, but you robbed the spot that she live at. That's not gangster. That's pussy shit. So at the end of the day, when it comes down to real gangster shit, and Hawk Life can back me up if he wants to or not, and you can back me up because I already know you are, because you're my brother. But when you rob a spot that you dating a bitch at, that just shows that you pussy because you're not standing on what the fuck you stand on, and you still with the bitch saying that you, oh, I didn't do it, but you robbed the spot you was fucking at, and knowing that a motherfucker can get your ass clapped, and it still might even happen because I'm a little bit drunk, so I'm not even gonna talk
Yeah,
about
that's
what the fuck
cool.
I'm talking
Hold
about.
on, cuz.
But
But
motherfuckers can
look, no,
still
no, no,
get
no.
dropped.
Okay. Hold on. What I'm talking about is this
Yeah,
though.
you right,
If
you
your
right, you right.
if if
We
your
need to
answer
end this
ain't
damn live. Y'all don't want to own the subject.
if your answer
Yeah,
is not
it ain't sports no more. We talking about real gangster shit.
okay, I'm kind of getting really impatient with people cutting me off. If it ain't fucking family first, I don't want to hear it. Pretty much what I was going to say. So that's how
Facts.
you know that first of all with the school shooting shit, that shit shouldn't even happen. You see what I'm trying to say? Because real niggas don't move that way. Period. And real niggas don't think. Real niggas don't think the same way that a lot of supposedly real niggas be claiming that they real niggas. We don't think the same way. There's always a difference between real and fake. Always. No matter how the fake try to pretend to be real, there's always a way how to tell real niggas apart between fake niggas because they're just things that real niggas just won't fucking do. Period. And
Facts. But let y'all know I'm on
real
1%,
niggas
so if I get
real
kicked
niggas
out, then that's on
you
that.
cool, bro. I'm about to hop off anyway. Real niggas always gonna listen to his fucking people inside his shit. Other than fucking being that gold and that diamond and shit, that's shining and shit, cause your ass can get knocked any goddamn time. That's the point of it. So a lot of niggas need to, understand that in this lifetime is choice and decision. So whatever choice and decision, whatever side of the fence that you standing on, you gotta stand on that shit. Even when you wrong, you gotta stand on that shit or apologize or do whatever make you right. But at the end of the day, there's
Facts,
consequences.
facts,
You know what I
facts.
mean? And you always
But
gotta be open minded to consequences and fucking goddamn karma because karma's a
repercussions,
bitch.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
repercussions.
But
So,
I agree with
that's all I'm gonna
Hawkeye.
say.
This is turning into something else that we should put on a smoke session. So
Hey,
what I
y'all
gotta say
just hit me
is
up, but I'm gonna go ahead
we
and get
went
off here
over the
though. But y'all
Spotlight
go ahead and hit me up.
Sports. We went over the Spotlight Sports. We got our games of the week, and we went over what we wanted to talk about. Um, I appreciate everybody coming through. It's been a successful year as far as Spotlight Sports. I feel like it's the number one show on the platform. That's not me talking shit. I put a lot of motherfucking preparation into doing this sports show, as well as Lyric and Hawk Life put a lot of preparation in doing this sports show, knowing what we gonna talk about and knowing what teams we going with. But I challenge who's gonna be the fucking first guest co-host. I challenge anybody to come up here and talk sports with us because we all have our reasons. We all stand on what we talk about. So at the end of the day, I want to see who's going to be the first co host to come up here and be the fourth member of this panel to talk football with us, basketball, whatever we talk about. Yeah, I'm burping a little bit, but fuck y'all, fuck it. But I know what I'm talking about. I enjoy myself tonight, as well as everybody else. I got a little bit tipsy. I done drank a whole bunch. Being with my brothers, and I want to say thank y'all for Hawk Life and Larry Lauer. We all know me and Larry Lauer are actually brothers, like blood brothers. Um, that's my dog for the end of life. But Hawk Life has became that too. So at the end of the day, me being drunk ain't got nothing to do with what I'm about to say. Is if you fuck with Hawk Life or you fuck with Lyric, you fucking with me. And that's for Battle Rap Kingdom. That's for any of the shows going on. That's for any of the bullshit that's going on right now that I'm not gonna get into. If you fuck with Hawk Life, you fuck with Lyric Lauer, you fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna stand with my brothers. It's Battle Rap Kingdom. This is Chop It Up the podcast. This is the sports panel. This is Sports Spotlight where we put the spotlight on the sports. And That's all I gotta say. If y'all want to wrap it up with me, that's all I gotta say. Now I'm about to be quiet for the rest of the motherfucking live.
Spotlight Sports. Yo.